All right, welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, here, real?
It's Q.
And we back, another episode. We locked and loaded.
Yerp.
Before we get into it, I want to tell everybody, please follow us on all social at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the subscribe button, the notification button, comment below. We ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Feeling good today, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Gotcha. Where y'all want to start it?
Gotcha.
You know where we want to start at.
Rap Civil War Week 3.
You know, I mean,
What's the update from Boots on the Ground?
The age of Ultron.
I don't know what that means.
It's a lot happened this week.
All right, so everybody like waiting for. All right, so where we want to start at? Y'all want to start with the Drake? We can go with Chris Breezy. We can go with
Let's start
did
with
something
Drake.
else happen? Oh yeah.
Let's start with Drake, and then we run in. Oh, you want to do Chris Brown first?
Yeah, man. I say let's start. Drake probably has a bunch of legs, but hey Tone, go to that first. Well, I tried to match a couple memes that do deal with this. Did you see one that says the reactions from? I'll get it in a second. So Johnny, how you feel about AI TUPAC?
I thought that was very creative. I thought that was very creative. I seen the meme. It was like Snoop Dogg high as hell somewhere trying to figure out when he did that verse. So I think it's creative. I do wonder how exactly he did it. I do wonder if he wrote it and then did the voiceover and used the voice. Or if
From what I heard, that's what he did.
That's how. So it wasn't like AI came up with it
with the verses and stuff. I think they did like the voice changer thing.
That's what. Okay, that's what I thought. And then if that's the case, and he was rapping, that's a super duper creative way to come at it and call that nigga Kendrick out for not like.
Yeah, and the angle he was able to like jump into from that, I thought was really creative. A lot of people kind of got stuck on, oh, I think that the AI wrote it, and you know what I mean, like it's AI. But my thing is like, I'm for people finding new creative ways to like rap this and not have to go into like the lane of Chris Brown and Quavo, where for them it's literally on site.
They gonna fight.
Like we seen what fuck your click in your bitch, and I did all what that gets people. Like I know we all can say we probably don't want nobody to die from this beef, right?
Right.
And the boys got to play basketball, but somebody should send Kendrick to AI. Like just use it, bro. Like we waiting. Like it's been a week. Like where you at? Like AI, not Drake actually making moves. Yeah, he advancing, and Kendrick just like you look crazy right now. To start it, all of this happened, and then just act like you too good for it.
Yeah, and I would say crazy. More than anything, I think right now Drake is just doing like the strategic chess move of mounting pressure for whatever Kendrick's diss track is going to be, that it has to be like a knock it out the park thing. Because of like now he's like, I done dropped twice. I done now I'm egging like you gonna drop something. And it's kind of what happened with Meek Mill, where Meek took too long to where I think his diss was okay, but it had to live up to a hype of like, well, you took this long. Drake would drop two things quick. So it better be like this masterpiece thing. And I think that in the public sphere, Drake is really good at that. And you can tell he got one loaded too. So I'm just interested to see where it continues at.
I guess for me, I don't want to like shit on it at all. Like
go ahead.
I think that I'm going to. I'm just saying on the back end. Let me say this first. I'm just going to say this first. So I guess like Drake is doing everything that he needs to do to win for sure. It was definitely creative. The AI joint with the Tupac and Snoop joint, that was definitely creative. And then me and Q was having a conversation. He was like, he be rabbited the shit out of the joint. Like literally, yeah, I'm not from the streets. I'm not, you know what I mean? And you pretty much put out everything that I pretty much give. What is it? What is it? Diffuse or?
Oh well, no. What I was saying is that he did the reverse B rabbit. I don't know how to say that, but he was saying that about Kendrick.
Yeah, that was about
Right.
Kendrick when he was talking about you ain't never been to jail and all of that. He was talking about Kendrick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just saying like
Kendrick's never done
all
that
the hard
shit
shit
either.
is just from the niggas
From the
that was
homie around
you.
you. Okay. Well, I mean, even still,
He did call himself the light skinned boy and stuff from the north and all of that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like, I think at the end of the
Yeah, he
day,
did some self-deprecation too.
That's what it's called.
unarmed in the room is what I
Mhm.
was meaning to say. Yeah, unarmed in the room. He did some of that, and I thought it was okay. You know what I mean? I thought it was okay. In my opinion, we're getting like the fucking the hand-me-downs from what we wanted. Like, to me, the Cole Kendrick was just fucking much. You know what I mean? Now we're just having to deal with this, and it's just like. So you think you would rather have Kendrick and Drake rather than Cole and Kendrick?
Yeah.
I think that's the
think
consensus across the board.
Drake
gonna
is
be
a
a
better
more-
troll. He's bullying Kendrick right now. He talked about that man being up in that apartment and Taylor Swift telling that man like just the whole concept of this is just like
He found the interesting angle.
he
J.
bullying
Cole
Kendrick
dropped
right
out because
now.
he said he couldn't find a good angle to attack Kendrick at. If it's one thing,
You
Drake
said-
is
That's what J. Cole said that?
well, a part of that speech he said, and having to find angles to discredit my nigga, da.
Mm.
And the angle he took was the one that he didn't believe which was like your albums is
Okay,
bad and shit like that. Where Drake hasn't went that route at all. Like he's just kind of like talking about like your splits and I don't fucking know Taylor Swift. Like he's found like these
the Taylor Swift
witty
is
little
hilarious.
ways to kind of like poke at him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
And
for
try and
me,
draw 'em
just for me, I guess it's a little underwhelming.
Music aside, you can't say that he bullying Kendrick right now just based on like the
Oh yeah,
angle.
no. The thing is Kendrick hasn't responded yet, and so that's the biggest thing.
Bro,
Like,
he kind of is
like-
bullying them though. The Taylor Swift thing
It's
was
bullying
like
at this
that's
point.
hilarious, bro. That was hilarious. Taylor Swift like is in charge of your career. That's
This is
pretty funny.
bullying, bro. He said that man, you cooped up in that New York apartment trying to stress it out, and then he was like, "You better come up with a quadruple
entendre.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he going, he even said, "You smarter than me, big dog. Do something."
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like he's putting the pressure on him with like the jokes because it's like that's what the classic Kendrick head wants to happen anyway. Is that he's going to like
Rapidy rap the shit out of
rapidy
it.
rap him, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you rapidy rap me?" It's like,
Yeah, you
damn,
taking pretty
Kendrick.
long. It better be good.
Yeah.
Like,
This is crazy, bro.
no, I get it. I don't know, man. Just for me, I'm like, it's so when I listen to Drake, it's not like he's not saying like nothing that's like super dope bars. I'm like that kind of guy. Like I
You didn't
like
think the Tupac and the Snoop perspective wasn't fire?
no, it was fire. No, but what I'm talking about is like bars though, like lines that's like that shit was cold. He said such and such. You know what I mean? It's really more
He
like
said he was finna shit on like if he's doing it. Like I mean, he got like some.
Yeah, I think
Like what
Bro,
you
I
want
think-
disrespectful?
So
Like,
then
you want
I-
super disrespectful?
No.
But
I want like dope bars. Like
So by
some-
bars, what would you say was like fire bars that J. Cole came out with?
So you asking me to come off the top of the head with like a specific bar? I can't do
No,
that.
I'm
But
about
like
to say
even
I don't think
even-
because he did the exact same thing. He just was like naming things. Like your albums was trash. You ain't had a good verse in
but when
30 months.
But also when he was talking about him being the best, there were some bars that was like, you know what I mean, where he was using the literature to kind of the metaphors and you know what I mean. On top, he was doing a little bit of that as well. It wasn't just like straight just shit talk.
I think it was like really like digestible and easy. Like usually with Drake,
J.
most
Cole
of the
better
shit
be
is
glad
like,
Drake ain't come after him. That's what he better be glad of.
Oh no!
right
See,
now.
the thing
He better be glad
the
Drake
thing
ain't
is
turn
that
up.
I don't know that there's someone
yeah.
that actually like really beats Drake at what Drake does. I
Pusha
don't
T
think
did
that
it.
there's
Nobody's
Did
beating
he?
Drake at nothing right
yeah,
now.
I don't know anybody that says Pusha T didn't win the battle with Drake.
yeah. I don't I don't remember it like that. But
Pusha definitely won.
okay. But I don't really think that like
Shout out Twin. That's one.
The crazy part about it is Kanye.
Yeah, that was
Kanye
gay
putting
as fuck.
himself
Pause
into the hat. It's
that,
pretty funny.
You say
I'm
what?
calling another
Kanye
man
putting
twin in
himself
your
into
life.
the
Bro.
hat is pretty funny though.
Oh no, it was
Never do that again.
it was amazing.
Yeah, 'cause it's like-
I deserve that.
Don't ever do
I
that.
think they have
deserve that
anything
one.
real quick.
That was wild.
No, I get it. They always say that you look like Pusha T.
I'm deserving
Nah, fuck that. What man you know embrace the lookalike?
Got to, man.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't going. Go ahead. What's where we at?
All right. right.
Oh no, let's talk about Kanye inserting himself into the.
I enjoyed that whole
okay.
verse.
Yeah, Kanye
I
getting in
enjoyed
there. He's just as petty as Drake. I think that would be pretty fun. That's gonna be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think now he has the line. He has the line of the beef.
The code.
Yeah, I can't think of a Drake line, but play
Yeah,
J.
that
Cole,
was
get the
funny.
pussy drying. I say, oh no. And then the tweet the meme afterward. I'm like,
That shit was underwhelming too.
But
That
say
shit was
Kanye about the
hilarious.
only dude troll level wise that can like
that
fuck
can
with
compete.
Drake.
yeah.
That's
Like
why
right now.
It's funny because it's actually showing how good Drake really is because
Right
it's taking
now.
multiple people to have to come at him under one
See,
guy.
I don't specifically look at it like that.
Me either.
Because
as far
it-
as that goes.
Because inside that verse, Kanye was mainly talking about J. Cole. Like from the masters and like paying back his shit but still being in the slave country. Like the whole second half when he tried to start rapping, it was mainly about J. Cole. He actually said, I ain't got a Drake line, but fuck J. Cole pretty much. But
shit.
I think it's like everybody's lining themselves up in which J. Cole, not J. Cole, Kanye is a fuck Drake person. Like he's been that for years. And so like they're on that side of the Civil War. J. Cole and Drake were supposed to be the two superpowers over here that was going to like fight off all of the you know what I mean, the I don't know. What's the evil like empire? Inside like some
Ultron. That's Ultron.
Okay, Ultron. They were supposed to be fighting off Ultron. And like one of the niggas backed out. And it's like now it looks like everybody's jumping this guy. But it was set up to be like J. Cole and like all of those people over there because he has a whole crew with him and Drake and like his whole crew. But now it's just Drake out there, you know, fighting for his life. But he's doing a good job.
Y'all remember that Cole dissed Kanye a couple years. He came.
Oh yeah. Now you could tell it was like he wanted
I forgot about that till just now. He definitely came for Kanye a couple years ago.
Yeah. Johnny also would say that they said take the lotion off the table. That's what the people said.
That's cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Room full of niggas with some lotion sitting.
Right.
Yeah.
It looked kind of
We
wild.
appreciate y'all. Whoever said that, we appreciate it. Johnny fucking up again.
But I really
ain't never getting. Right.
I've really been enjoying like the current state of rap and hip hop. To be honest, like even the radio freestyles is back. What's their name? Just Incredible, the LA Leakers. You had Kaz, not Kaz. You had Simba go up there, and he pretty much like had a whole verse towards Kaz. Threw his headphones off. I'm like, all right, niggas is back. You had the baby go up there and went up there and rapped his ass off. And like, you know, he was trying to put his stake in for the number 3 spot. I think he said something about it while he was up there. I'm like, it's fun that rappers are actually rapping right now. And like everything is based off the competitiveness of rap right now. And then, like I said, you had Kanye come from out the dirt, pop up, drop the verse. Yeah, and he did it like he did the Chief Keef shit where what was it? Don't Like where he changed it, add the whole little harmonic or harmony part to it, and just talk shit in the whole thing. Yeah. Like Kanye did what I would love for Kanye to do, which is just be funny and witty and ignorant on the beat. Like that's what all of his records always have been. It's slapstick comedy, and he succeeded in my opinion.
Not all his records, but I agree.
Like 95%. Like that, like every punchline he always has is like ba-dum ping. Yeah, even his best ones, like mayonnaise color whip.
I thought it was funny. How many times you done listen to it, bro?
I listened to it about like 5 times when it first broke.
Real. How many times you listened to it? Real.
Oh, I listened to it probably like 3 times.
Hey, I think the one in the middle got a little bit of it. If you want to play some of it,
hopefully they don't get
it's just in the book
taken down because
don't play it.
Strict.
Oh, okay,
don't play it.
Got you.
What about the?
I just fuck your bitch and a shine.
Like now it gets a little more serious, and we gonna talk about like Chris Brown and Quavo.
You know the fucked up part.
Has anybody heard the whole song?
Ain't got to.
I've listened to it. Like he say some reckless shit. Like he had one bar that I ain't really fucking with. Where he said, "Motherfucker, wish you would have died instead of Takeoff."
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was like that was cold.
That
you really don't like that nigga though.
Yeah,
bro.
that's like, really not liking the motherfucker to say something like that because that ain't like. Nah, don't put us in it.
Nigga was
but
dead.
the picture though.
And that's
wild.
Come on, bro.
That's wild too.
Come on, bro. Like,
Instead of Glizzy.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
And if we know one thing about Chris Brown, he will crash out over a female.
Oh yeah.
But I think they both smashed each other's chick. Cause I think like he with Karuchi.
I don't even
That's
think
what it
it's just
sounded
about
like.
a girl at this point. He been said like, bro, I was watching some clips like yesterday. He was at a basketball tournament like 2 years in a row saying, Quavo, bring your bitch ass out. Like,
But that's how long Quavo been messing with. It is always about a girl because they ain't got nothing like else that deep to fight about. They ain't in the streets together. It ain't no gang shit.
And they
like,
both hoop. Just settle it with a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Nah, I want to see him. I want to see him box.
I don't.
Just
I
go
don't- I
ahead
don't
and just
care
be
for
like
it.
they should have just went ahead and did it.
I'd rather
like,
see him box.
been the opener
box
for
or
the,
basketball. Like they got it. Like I would rather them not sell it like in the streets.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely not, bro.
But like just do
Oh
it.
yeah, if that's what we're saying, we'd rather.
Yeah, just box, bro.
I
like
guess
they
if
could
I'd
have.
rather it just be a
They
diss
could have
track
opened
back.
for the Mike Garcia and Haney fight last night. That would have been fire.
Speaking
Go
of
ahead.
yeah, I didn't see that fight, but I
Speaking of
heard
boxing.
Garcia.
Oh no, he got his ass.
Garcia beat the brakes off of
Well,
him.
and I wouldn't even say he beat the brakes off of him because, like, it for most of the fight, it was like a 1 round difference. I think a couple cards had it kind of fairly skewed. One of them had it pretty much split, but Devin Haney kind of won the majority of the rounds. He didn't get knocked on his ass, but he got knocked on his ass in like 3 different rounds, and then he got wobbled in 1 round,
and it looked bad.
Yeah. So he had a bunch of 8-10 rounds, and that's really how Garcia ended up beating him.
He tricked that motherfucker too. Like he came out with the crazy, like the I'm crazy and like
You're talking about the social media antics?
Yeah, he's talking about like I don't know if he's taking this. He was definitely taking this shit serious. Like, he came out and whooped your ass.
He said that man had a beer at the press conference.
He drank a whole beer on the
Oh, he said I need a shot of a beer or something.
But that shit's so wild though, because like he wasn't taking it serious. He's 3 pounds overweight.
Yeah,
he was drinking the beer. He was the last thing I saw. He was doing all of this.
Oh yeah, freestyle.
And like I just knew for sure he was about to get thumped. Like he had me fooled.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like so. I think everybody thought because Devin Haney is a better boxer, but the thing about it is in boxing is it only take one punch. You know what I mean?
And
it only take one punch.
If you got a hell
he
of
hit
a
that one punch about 7-8 times.
And if you got a hell of a left hand, like and that's my thing, bro. Block, man. Put your fucking hand up. Like that shit was coming. Like just like stop it, bro. Like move. Fight back, nigga.
That's rough. That's rough. Cause like the difference in the Tank Garcia fight, Tank would not let him land that left. He already knew what it was hitting for, and it was just like, yeah,
he was
not finna play with that left.
Up with that bad boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Haney is a better boxer for sure, but
he didn't lose the title either.
No, he didn't lose the title. They said they're gonna fight again though,
because he was overweight.
Yeah.
So, okay.
The 3 pound overweight.
That is right.
He didn't lose the title, so that's.
It's still that. Nobody gives a fuck about titles anymore in boxing, bro. Even the boxers don't give a shit about it like that. Unless you got unified, you know what I mean? Nobody cares about that shit.
Unified though? He got the unified joint.
Yeah, he does. But nobody really cares about that shit like that no more.
It was a big deal when he did it.
Yeah. I mean, but that was because of he was the first. What was it? It's more that goes into it.
We want to see Shakur. Put Shakur.
Yeah, they said Mikey's supposed to. But Mikey said
Shakur
if he beat him,
who? Tank or
no? Shakur goes versus Garcia is what they were saying. He said that Brian Garcia said that he would fight Shakur next if he won the fight.
Well, they both said during directly after it, they asked, "Would you give the rematch?"
No,
and Garcia said, "Yeah," and he said that he wanted the rematch. Haney.
Okay.
Like that's what they said in real time.
Let that man fight Bud, bro.
But I imagine they probably want. I imagine they probably want this. Well, Garcia wants it because he didn't get the belt.
Yeah,
they probably want that run back.
I want to see him get his ass whooped. I want to see him versus Bud, bro.
Who, Garcia?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tank just got them put him on his ass a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
with that liver shot.
I didn't see that.
We put him on the knee. I guess that.
Yeah, on the knee.
Yeah, but I mean, I forgot about that. All I remember is Haney looking up like
oh no, Haney was looking bad at times. Every time he got knocked down, the rest of the round he was like.
It kind of reminded me, like y'all remember when Martin fought Tommy Hearns?
Yeah. Nah, I seen one of them fights in real life, bro. I ain't gonna go into detail, but I seen a nigga.
That wasn't that. You know who did you just say the nigga that looked like Snowfall? Yeah, Bud versus
oh yeah, Spence.
That was the Tommy Hearns fight.
That definitely was the Tommy
It
Hearns
was,
fight.
though, bro.
That
Lord,
was definitely the
Yeah.
Tommy Hearns fight.
Yeah.
And I was upset.
He beat the nigga teeth loose.
That,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, he already was fucked up though. Come on, don't come at
Knock
my
a
guy
nigga
like that.
dentures
Though.
out. God damn it.
That's fucked up, bro. I felt sorry for my dude too. That was fucked up.
Oh man.
But yeah, let's hop back into how y'all felt about the Chris Brown. How did you feel about more of the verse? Like the idea of them beefing in the way that they
know
beef.
Chris Brown.
Like, cause that's beef. That's not like battle.
I know Chris Brown can rap. Like, I mean, I've heard that before, so it's not like I'm like surprised he can rap. I'm surprised by like some of the content of what he was rapping about and like how like I ain't know them niggas didn't like each other that much. Like I'm surprised that it's like at this level, and I'm just now like like oh shit. Like I heard him say something about sitting beside the man at the little fashion show, but like to talk this kind of shit, like it has to be something more that we don't know about. Because
Yeah,
well, yeah, it sounds like it
shocked.
deals with the female, but I guess if I was to give my quick perspective on it, I would say that my initial thing was looking at like the responses from old heads on like social media and the like the socials and shit like that. And to me, like what they want from every beef, it seems like, is like the most derogatory. I literally hate you. Fuck you. I effed your bitch. I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the most toxic thing that can actually turn into death. And that's what they say, okay, then that's a diss record. And I don't know, like I just was conflicted because
when you say old heads, who you talking about? Like older than us?
Of course.
I mean,
we
a
could
little bit
be
about
old heads depending on who.
A little bit about generation and up. I'd say like if we just put the marker at our generation and up, especially like people that lived through like the quote unquote Tupac and all that shit,
bro.
And they're like, Chris Brown's the first one to have a real diss record, to really diss a nigga. And I'm like, so that's what y'all want. Y'all don't care about like if it's good rapping or like the actual battle aspect of it. It's, can I say something really salacious?
They also don't care about like how that type of shit like
ends. But then I also hear them same niggas
or affects the community, because that's the bigger problem we even talk about. It's like at some point we got to try to do this differently, like what Drake's doing, to be more creative and be more like
But I guess the ending point that I was gonna get to was like I think it ends up being a lose because of like these would be the same niggas that be like, Ether wasn't even that fire because it was just blatant insults. But then you champion blatant disrespect and insults. And so like I don't be understanding, what do niggas actually want? Do you want it to be like niggas is mad that niggas is rapping, niggas is mad that it ain't aggressive enough. When they get aggressive enough and somebody died, then everybody's sad and saying that it's taken too far. Like I don't be understanding.
I think some people just, I mean, if you choose to be miserable and you choose not to like shit, and you always look for something that's wrong and something you can find nothing's perfect. You can always find something to like complain about when it comes to music or shit, anything in life. But
and my niggas,
are you niggas?
Are you?
I don't know. I ain't seen. I haven't seen your opinion on social media, so I can't tell you.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm not.
I'm just talking about like the.
He talking about
like,
music. I ain't gonna say the word, but you know what he talking about. It's MH.
MH.
About the
Marcus Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, music hater. Oh yeah.
That's why I said that my niggas.
Oh yeah. You do hate music
because I said I was underwhelmed on. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we do know that you hate music. So like,
I don't hate music, bro.
But you know,
I'm more of a critic than y'all
gonna put them out.
But I wasn't specific. Like it wouldn't be specific to you because of like no, not to you. But you don't claim to be like a hip hop historian or anything like that. No. And like like recall all the when I hear the dialogue between like the fake hip hop heads, but I think a lot of Kendrick fans guise themselves as hip hop heads
for sure.
And so like they be finding reasons, you know what I mean? Same way when J. Cole dropped the disc and they had to start finding shit. I'd be like, all right, it's just y'all doing the thing right now. But those are the niggas that I'm talking about. The Negroes, the FBAs that I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Y'all better watch out.
They about to be under your status.
I'm telling you. You know what they do to niggas in the comments, bro.
Mike TV
Mike
gonna
TV
be back
gonna pop
week.
up.
They gonna call me
That's the
a
boogie man.
FDA.
Yeah, tell her.
I'm an FDA tether. God damn.
So what we on?
I don't know. Do we have a wrap up? I guess my only wrap up piece that I would say is I'm excited about rap now. I can't wait to see what happened week 4 of the Civil War. Like this been like the most excited I've been about music in a long time for consecutive weeks. I can't remember when we've had this many fire Saturdays in a row.
My wrap up is gonna be like, it's a question. We can maybe talk about it later. But you think this is organic or is this like planet? You think?
I think it's organic.
Because I feel like these motherfuckers got together
I ain't gonna even
thought of
front.
sales and was like, we need a big summer.
I ain't gonna front. If it's
WWE
not organic, it doesn't matter. It's one of them things like,
yeah, and I'm about to say, I'm gonna just enjoy it
anyway, even if it's not
I'm
organic.
enjoying it for what it is.
Yeah.
But Kanye's hated Drake for too long to think that somebody had to like nudge him to do it. I don't, ain't no reason. J. Cole dissed him and he never responded. This seems like a perfect opportunity.
Like, all right.
And J. Cole made a nice diss song about it too. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, how you nice diss somebody?
It's a nigga that I used to look up to, but now I don't really believe you. And I ain't
Oh yeah, that's like false promise, false prophet.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all, believe it or not. Oh, my bad. Hey, can I get a solo real quick? This is my Sorry for 2024 t-shirt. This is the Dreamville Fest official paraphernalia. Insert Ruben Studdard and just add the extra 2. This is my sorry for 2024. But yeah, Ram, what you got?
If you see that shirt, he don't want to argue no more.
Yeah. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Bruh, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
It ain't shot at you.
Oh, I thought he was talking about.
I'm just saying, if I see that shirt anywhere, like I'm just saying, I don't want to argue no more. Like I'm tap out.
Oh no, I seen one about homeboy that's betting that betted on himself. When I seen this, I'm betting on myself.
Jeez. Hold on, it was a basketball player that just that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's isn't that Michael Porter Jr.'s brother?
Yes,
also?
it is.
And crazy.
Shout out that dude. Y'all be playing my team. Y'all got the dub. They family having a tough week because the other brother just got 6 years for DUI.
Damn.
Oh, the Porter boys?
Yeah. 6 years. What did he do?
Killed somebody in the
DUI.
Yeah. Well, at least Michael Porter, they beat the Lakers last night. Shout out to the boys.
Fuck them. Go Jokic, your born ass game.
Jokic busting Anthony Davis ass.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh, him and what's his name?
Bro.
Oh yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, I gotta change it back again.
Let's get this rock paper scissors going.
I'm whooping your ass this week, Johnny.
Let's go.
Told you I was busting your ass, nigga. All right, so we're gonna go.
He had a bust.
I'm gonna go.
Been a little minute.
Q.
God damn, y'all niggas always put me first.
Johnny, I'm gonna go last.
Win.
No, I'm putting Johnny last. Fuck that.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay. I guess so. We do have a couple memes that was sent in from audience. Y'all want to hit those first?
Yeah, let's
I know
hit those
Keith,
first.
Keith sent one. I guess
Quest sent one too.
Yeah, Quest sent one.
Mm-hmm.
We can kind of get it started. Allow me to get my bearings.
That's new. I ain't never seen the little put the puzzle piece in the.
Oh, yeah, on TikTok.
That's
the new shit that they be on.
When you're trying to operate a show, they be doing.
And who is this one? Who sent this one?
Keith sent this in.
This is Mr. Eason himself,
the Lone Ranger.
I guess we'll start there.
I personally believe that black people all around the world, when it comes to intersectionality, I believe that they need to put race before anything else. Jesus, you predate Muhammad. You predate as
okay.
You got to click the.
I don't know.
Every biblical figure that walked this earth.
Is that it right there?
Divine command. You being
it's like super low.
Yeah, super.
All right,
we'll try that again
Can't
because
see
I
it.
don't know what happened there. The crazy part is we can't hear it and they be able to hear it on the other end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Y'all bear with us. We do it live and this happens.
You predate as an African woman.
We can faintly hear it, but
you can barely hear that.
Try and turn the volume up on the computer.
I already did.
It's all the way up.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, you tried, my boy.
Yeah.
The trip part is they probably can't hear it on the other end. We just can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to Quest.
Yeah, Quest.
Let's see what Quest was talking about.
Let me see what Quest said.
Hey, don't y'all realize like that your phone now, your notifications for like emails and shit always come after you like touch your phone and put it down? Or have y'all noticed that?
No.
Oh, yeah,
it might just be a coincidence. I mean, we get so many notifications.
I don't think it's a coincidence. They actually got technology where they know when you got your phone in your hand.
But I'm saying, I'm like, there's so many notifications. Even when I pick up my phone, it's still ringing. You still get notifications. You just don't see them when you're on the phone. And I think it's just like when it's just so many notifications throughout the day that there's gonna be naturally times where you're getting one as you're putting it down or doing something like that. Because it's constant.
Oh man, Quest might have tried to set us up.
What he did?
It's from the No Homo show.
There's a show called the No.
Wow.
I saw this. This is
I did not.
Yeah, we gotta find out what the sound thing is.
I've been in them situations too.
What you mean? You've been in that situation?
I had a joint tell me I gave her a trick, and I was like,
she told you gave her something.
Y'all blocked her, and the main joint that I was hitting said that I gave her the same thing on my mother. Got the
I'm docking $20 off.
Did you pass it on STD?
You are
Hold on, you passed the STD. I didn't have anything. The strap had it, and I got rid of it once I realized it was on it.
Y'all boys be
it was
cold.
on it, not me.
Oh,
Clean it? Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no
But
event.
you can't clean that.
It's gonna be that same day you wash your left hook.
Your strap to
Who got your strap burning? My brother said it was Shorty the first one that accused me. That was her way of telling me she had it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, giving a girl STD with a strap is crazy. That means you ain't give a fuck about these.
You said STD with a strap on?
Yes, that's what this is.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay.
Jesus.
She caught like something on it, and then she hit something else with it. They got it.
So you can't just wash the dildo?
Apparently, whatever she had on it didn't wash off.
Yeah, that was some real shit.
I didn't know there was stuff that didn't wash off
of the plastic.
Yeah, I ain't know that it wouldn't wash off.
Yeah, to me it makes sense that it just washes off. It was just being nasty. That's what that was.
That's crazy. Ugh.
Jeez.
Ugh. Ugh.
How'd you feel if never mind. That's probably going too far.
This man
if he said it's going too far, probably definitely going too far.
No Diddy, bro.
Nigga. Yeah, this the type of white I want to be.
Yeah, I like Super Ray.
Yeah.
Well, that was from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just been singing it all week.
Yeah. Hey, see if it's a settings issue. Like the audio, not in there, inside the StreamYard.
Yeah, because it's like it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Not everything is set like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, hey. Well, look like we skipping the topics, huh?
Or skipping memes. You can't skip.
I ain't trying to skip the memes, but we can't get Jay.
Hey, chat, can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear the audio from the video? Good evening, Mom. Mama Sharon, love you too.
So I want to do a topic real quick while we.
Let's run in the one. Let Tone see if we can figure that out.
Well, since you won, rock paper scissors, we'll let you do the topic first, or whatever you know.
I want to go with. I think we should open with again Q's topic. I like your topic, bro. I love your topic. I think that this is one that every man's probably will. Most men have experienced.
Narcissism, or being called narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, so was having a conversation inside the group chat this week, and like it led me to like a really interesting space or like an interesting thought that I thought would be good to bring into like an open conversation and discussion. Where I think that typically as men, a lot of things that we like, tip our hat on are qualities in which the off put of it might tend to be the same thing or aligned with what people call narcissistic tendencies. Like an idea of like a man being the leader, the lead in the house, and everybody following his lead. To be able to actually be like a leader in which somebody believes and will follow, there's probably a certain level of self-assurance that has to come with the words that you're saying.
For sure.
I imagine also that can come off, depending on the scenario, as fairly narcissistic. But I'll toss the question in the air, and I'll say, do you think that there are natural like off-puts of being a leader that might be negative, might end up inside the narcissistic category that to me as men we just have to like deal with, and that's just a part of the game if you want to be that version of a leader?
Can I start? 'Cause I feel like we're gonna build. I feel like a lot of people here in probably a little different situation than myself when it comes to being head of households and leading. I ain't got no jits yet, so I don't have to necessarily put myself out there as much in leadership spaces. But from when I have, I mean, there has been times where you get the little, oh, you an asshole, or you this, you that, because of the words or the things that you do. But I think a lot of it comes down to how you're leading, and because I've had good leadership in my life, and that I don't always look at a leader as a narcissist.
Right.
There's not just because somebody's a leader, I don't think you have to be a narcissist. I think as a leader, when you hear that, it's not that you're a bad leader, but it might be something where you might need to, look at the course of whoever you're leading and see where it's coming from. And I think it's a criticism that needs to be looked at. It ain't always a right criticism, but you should look into it and see where it's coming from. Because you don't have to necessarily be a narcissist to lead either.
Yeah, so for me, right, I've been called a narcissist, you know what I mean, in a relationship before. And I think that like it's all for my experience with the word is that the word's bullshit. It's like this overused, and I find that a lot of times people when they're in defense mode, they try to use the strongest words that they can use. And in doing so, they're redefining, and I believe that that's what the culture of the social media, they're redefining words based on how they feel about a word, not actually what the definition of the word is. So like I went just to look it up, and so we're just going to look. So it says, what are the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder? So this is actually a disorder. So niggas don't go in and out of narcissism. This is actually a thing that a person lives with. The first one is sense of self-importance, which I believe that, you know what I mean, you probably as a leader of the house, you probably do hold yourself as the leader, which would be a sense of self-importance. So I think that that's one that somebody could say is a trait that they can see within a person that's being a leader in the household. Then it says preoccupation with power, beauty, or success. Entitlement can only be around people who are important or special. Interpersonally exploitative for their own gain. Arrogant, lack of empathy, must be admired. So, and this is not like, so when we say traits, so, most of the time when you're in a relationship and they're saying that, they're telling you that you're a narcissist. Go ahead.
I know, but I was gonna say, I don't think they're like when somebody says, like, if you're a leader, somebody says you're a narcissist, I don't think they're going through like the whole full spectrum definition and saying that subscribes to you. They're probably trying to say something else, and they might not know the words. They might not be able to effectively like communicate that to you. I mean, so like, don't take it as like damn, they're saying I'm all of this negative stuff. It might just be there's a miscommunication. There's something there.
Usually they're talking about a certain level of entitlement.
Oh, yeah, maybe, because there are people that are narcissists
for sure
out there in the world. I rarely find myself dealing with a narcissist it has an authority level over me. Usually I just see narcissism. I'm like, oh damn, dude, you're a narcissist. I just see it now. The authority changes, I think, how you gonna view narcissism. Because it's just like, but if that motherfucker's a narcissist, it don't affect me. But if this person's a narcissist,
and I guess as we're inside like the space, usually I guess when I hear people say, or when I've heard people say it or describe somebody saying it to them, it's not explicitly them saying that you have narcissistic personality disorder as much as that you do exhibit some traits of narcissism.
Right.
Like narcissistic, being or narcissism. Like there's a bunch of different verbs that are used that doesn't necessarily adjectives that are used that doesn't specifically denote, hey, I think you suffer from like the literal furthest end of the spectrum
or the actual disorder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but like to be honest, most disorders and things like that are a spectrum. And we would all be like tripping if we pretend that we're not somewhere on the spectrum.
Right.
Same way we're all on the autism spectrum somewhere. Like it all ends up being a spectrum. But to me, like I said, I think that some things are par for the course. And like to me, like if and this isn't like saying whether I think it's good or bad, right or wrong. I don't think that I just think that it is what it is, right? But if like say you believe that it is a man's place to lead, and the way the hierarchy is set, whether that's through religious order or just by like the way of like the land and law, that women and children should follow. I think there's a bit of like entitlement. I forget what the other first word was that you said that described
self-confidence.
But again, like if it works, I don't think there's anything wrong with it because of like that is what's necessary to lead inside that structure, and that's okay. Like I if you're being called narcissistic and like you are actually you're actually successfully doing the things and that person trusting you, I don't think it's wrong. But I think it's something that just comes with it though. Like if you choose to be that version of a man and lead like your space inside that with that authority.
But like with Q, but a person like as when you're looking for a leader, they want you to have self-importance. They want you to have like that. Some of those traits are desirable, and confidence is something that everybody want to be with a confident person. There's nothing wrong with, and if that's part of narcissism, then we all need to have probably a little bit of narcissism.
I don't think that confidence is specifically
or self-importance. To me, that sounds like confidence. Self-importance, confidence, is that not?
I guess that is close. I think the way I think of it is
no, confidence is like the ability to see yourself performing what is it? I've recently had to look this up, but it deals with like how much you believe in yourself to be able to execute X, Y thing at a consistent rate.
And importance,
self-importance. That ain't got nothing to do with like you.
Well, I guess that's more of the entitlement thing too. Importance leans more into entitlement too.
But
I'm really trying to think about that word. What does that mean? Like,
but self-importance.
Self-importance, because it's like when you think about it, some stuff they say it'd be like,
well, it's an overinflated sense of importance, probably outside of what
like
actually is.
I think that like if you feel that your place inside like a hierarchy is something that should be is given to you by whatever rules or regulations. And it's not something that is agreed upon. Well, I mean, but see that it's slippery because as long as the person agrees upon it with you, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
But let me ask you this, because I had one question on building outside of self-confidence, self-importance. But it's because to be like a leader, like you say, it's a spectrum. We're all on that at some point. There becomes a level when it becomes an issue or becomes a problem. And if somebody's with you with what you're doing up until a certain point, and then all of a sudden they start calling you a narcissist, would that be indicative of maybe a change in your behavior or something that you might be doing wrong? And they might not necessarily know how to express it in the most, clear, concise way, but them saying you're a narcissist is them trying to express something to you. And that's why I say there's an importance of like you get called that, because I think it's indicative of something. There's something else behind it.
I'd agree that, and that's what I was saying. Like the overuse of a word that means something different than what we actually mean to say. It's a way to express. You know what I mean? When you don't know how to express yourself, then you'll use this word, especially with it being so normal, normally being used. This is like an easy way to try to, you know what I mean? And it's also like a dig at you too. While I'm trying to express this thing, it's like a dig at you too. But yeah, I'd say that's more than likely when we hear it being used, what it's being used for, versus it being like, you know, even
truly
beyond the
just
disorder.
a dig. Like it's probably not always truly just a dig. It's probably them trying to express something else to you.
Yeah. But I guess like to me, like what spurred this conversation, I didn't look at it like at the conversation as a dig specifically, because like they said that like I see it as like your confidence, and I think that's like sexy and shit like that. But that's where I said like there's a space where like it's par for the course to an extent. Like if as long as that person believes in you and that works. But I think like they said like it does end up kind of feeling like you sometimes might come off as having like a better than you thing, or like it's hard to approach or something like that, or entitlement might come with that. But like I said, to me sometimes you're not going to be able to appease all things inside like any scenario. Right. And if that person accepts that and believes in you in there's going to be a small negative offshoot to some part of that shit. It just is what it is.
Nah, I'd agree. Especially like especially in the traditional space of like a relationship, you're probably gonna get called that shit regardless of what, especially in today's.
But it's probably also a bit necessary though. Like if you're looked at as the literal leader and what like you kind of like bring, say, and do holds like a very explicit value and like of importance to making sure that everything goes on. I think that like it's a natural piece to it. And I think it'd probably be like you have to set up a bunch of like things to make sure that you might not fall into like that quote unquote whether it's I keep forgetting all the different words that we just used, but like a lot of those different little things where it might seem like you have an era of self-importance, like where you seem like you might have an era of entitlement, a better than you thing, or like
a lack of empathy,
or like you might not be considering their word, or like all these different little things that if you take it out of yourself as a leader and look at it from like their perspective, then it's like, damn, like maybe I might not even feel that way, but maybe they don't feel heard. Right. Maybe they don't feel like if I say something, it really matters if you already have your mind made up. And then that's where, you know, like that reflection of what somebody might say narcissistic might come off as.
Yeah. A lot of people who call people narcissistic have narcissistic personality traits themselves. That's the crazy part.
Well, I mean, I think that we kind of got to it in the chat too. I think that most people have, you know what I mean, some of the traits, or some, you know what I mean, somebody that can be said to anybody, damn near.
Especially depending on the situation you see them in. I think everybody's gonna have a certain like self-importance or title.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie.
Entitlement.
When it comes to something, everybody's gonna get into like that space where I feel like, I mean, that's a very like almost healthy part of like being loved. We should all feel entitled to being loved by our family. That's something like when you're around those group of people, you should like naturally feel that way, because it's a healthy part of like you should experience that. It builds your self-confidence. It builds that. That's a natural thing. So like you say, it's a spectrum. We all need to, you know, experience that and be on that spectrum to, you know, have a certain level of self-confidence and in life. So I just think you have to live life, and that's a part of it.
Yeah. I guess let me see if I can remember that. It was one more point that I wanted to get to. All right. So for me, like I was just about to say, like Johnny, I don't think like it's hard for me to find it like me looking at you as narcissistic, but it's not like the friendship and the spaces that we're at. I think that what we are for each other is going to naturally be different for what we are with our partner. And sure. I think that like that's his own thing in itself. Like, so me saying that, damn, you don't be narcissistic. I actually don't know how you be with
Yeah,
your lady
lady.
behind
Yeah,
the
that's totally
doors.
that's the totally
So like
different.
it makes it its own like thing to kind of judge and think about and look at, because like I don't think like any of y'all I would explicitly put inside like y'all have narcissistic tendencies when it comes down to like group and friend activities and shit. Like I can't say that. But again, I also can't say like, with your with like you said, your old lady in a way that y'all might structure your relationship. Does that come off sometimes? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's everybody's gonna have a different thing because it's like, behind closed doors, it's like, and whoever you choose to let behind closed doors, your relationship gonna be totally different and the things y'all experience than like what the world sees, and that's natural. So
I definitely say it's important to get to know like what a person's belief system is, because a lot of this stuff be underlying of what a belief, like if you're not in the same, like on the same belief system, it's I don't think it's gonna work out in the long term. Like
when you say belief system, are you talking about like spiritual,
spiritual and even beyond that? Because it's stuff that just how somebody thinks and what they believe dictates how they move. That everybody moves based off of what they believe. So it's like if your beliefs don't line up, especially or certain beliefs, because sometimes your beliefs cannot line up and y'all can come to a common ground. But there are certain beliefs
or certain beliefs can lead more into like the narcissism and entitlement.
If you look at it like that, somebody can believe something and somebody can see it as like if I believe something and somebody else sees it as narcissistic, they have every right to not be around me. Is how I see it.
If the beliefs don't
line up, you're not forced to be around me. You can see that as you want to see it, but I'm not going to do this, and because I believe in this, and you can call it what you want to, but I'm not going to change.
Hey, maybe this is because I think this is an interesting point, and I think this is not like, I don't want to go personal with nothing, but I'm saying, but like even with like religion and like the belief of the man is supposed to be the head of the household, like there's a certain entitlement that if you're a Christian that you're gonna have in believing that you're the head of the household.
But as long as he adhere to that,
but no, the back end of that, like in order to have that entitlement, in order to feel that way, there's work that has to be put in. You have to be able to be that man. You have to be able to done the work, be responsible enough to be that man, and then you can get the entitlement. But a lot of people in today's society, I think it's a real big problem. People have the entitlement and they expect the reward without the work. And I think that's a narcissistic person. If you want to walk around in the house like you the man and y'all supposed to listen to me because the Bible says so, but you don't ever do anything to work on yourself or try to be a better person or try to be a better leader, a better father, a better partner, then you're a true narcissist. You just the asshole. You just entitled. Yeah, you just entitled. Like you just get some
shit for nothing. Hey, it's funny you say that because that was like my sister. She just texted me, but my sister, that was her biggest problem with Kevin Samuels. It wasn't so much what he was saying, but it was the people that he was emboldening. So the idea that like you the dude that's sitting here talking about you supposed to get this and get this and get that, and then she's supposed to be submitting.
You deserve the exercise options.
Yeah, you got exercise options and all this
shit. But people miss that about Kevin Samuels because he cut them niggas down too.
No, he did, but we ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, just on the idea of like I agree with that when she told like that was her biggest gripe. You know what I mean? You sitting here, you have the wants of a 6-figure dude or the this high value man, whereas you're not him. So you're gonna just deal with just the same way we sit here and be like, well, I said like, what's the how important is it to know your actual worth? You know what I mean? Going back to that, you know what I mean? That shit's on both sides. That ain't some shit that was just for women. No, like that's men too. Like you can't sit here and I mean you can do whatever you want to do.
What do you measure your worth by?
Say it again.
What do you measure your worth by?
Well, will you say me specifically?
Or what should a man measure his worth by?
His works.
Meaning?
Your works. What it is that, because I think that worth is not something that like, you can feel however you want to feel about something. Like you go to the pawn shop and feel that this thing is worth X amount of dollars. At the end of the day, and then it's also your worth.
Value is based on what somebody's willing to pay.
I was just about to. That's what I was just about to. Yeah,
that's what value.
That's not the only thing.
But I think that like your worth is in your works. I think that like what I think confidence. So I always used to ask the question like, how do you build confidence? When I was growing up, I always felt that I didn't have confidence, or I was always exuding like a false sense of confidence. So like as I was getting older, I'm like, so like how do I build confidence? And the way that for me is that the works. It's like being once you check boxes and you can, you know what I mean? You continue to check boxes. Certain boxes being checked should give you a level of confidence to say like, no, I actually can do this. You know what I mean? I can lead a family because like I've
seen certain
boxes
boxes being checked. What would be some examples of that?
Well, I'll say like let's say becoming financially savvy, right? So it's financially savvy meaning that you have the wherewithal to understand finances in a way that you can have the discipline to push the finances forward. So that's something that like I have what I want to say. I hang my hat on these types of things. So like the ability to, and as I'm getting better with it, be unbiased, have an unbiased opinion, and think outside of yourself and show empathy. Like those are other things that like help build confidence, help me build my confidence individually. You know, it's not necessarily just financially, but I think it also as a man, your ability to become standing on your own 2 feet is something that, you know what I mean, builds confidence for you.
Okay.
So I mean, I think like, okay, what you want another one or
no? You was talking about the boxes.
Yeah, we was talking
about boxes.
So my bad. Go ahead. What boxes
you
you
talking
did check?
about?
Okay, so for me specifically, was like,
I think Tom, what was the original question that you asked? That's what
I was asking. What should a man measure his
worth by? Yeah.
Then I said by his works. And you said what kind of works?
You defining it out, but you start saying like boxes, and I think
checking boxes.
It would be good to actually elaborate on what that actually.
Okay, so for me specifically, it was like my waiting to have children. For me, that was a box for me. Wait until I was ready to have children. Wait until you're ready. That's discipline. Is a box. You know what I mean? Would it be financial discipline or would it be which I still have the discipline issues. I'm not just the most disciplined person. Like with vices, I'm still struggling.
Does
with
the outside world impact your value?
I think that you said does the outside world impact your value? I think that the outside world can either validate or invalidate your value.
Okay, you better be careful with them Adidas.
Hey, I'm riding with Ye right now. I can't think of a Drake line.
I was gonna say something about J. Cole.
So part of the reason I was thinking that, and even listening to like what your answer was, I was sitting there thinking about like the people who have succeeded and then ended up on the street. Like their worth changed at a certain point. If you was looking at the works or whatever, so it's like
so there's a person of good character, but they still outside.
They end like. Stuff happens. You know, people end up in situations, mental health changes, all type of stuff happen. So that's why I was sitting there thinking about it. It's like if you measure it by works, then if you ever fall down on your feet and your works fail you, then how do you pick yourself back up if you're looking at your worth just based off of
works? So I mean, at the end of in my opinion, because I've gone through like depression where lost my job and all that shit. At the end of the day, it's like the ability to do it again too.
I think that's one of the big things. It's this poem that we used to say with Alpha. Y'all know how I am about that, but it's a poem we used to do called "Test of a Man."
I got one.
And one of the lines, the first line in there is the test of the man is the fight that he makes, the grit that he daily shows, the way he stands upon his feet and takes life's numerous bumps and blows. That right there, I think, really shows your worth. How you can get up when you fail every time, or how you can get up when you fall
down 7, got up 8. That's one of them ones.
A little bit, but I guess like where are we speaking about value? Like the worth. What were we talking about? Value of a man or worth of a man? What do we say?
Like how do you measure your worth as a man?
Yeah, how do you measure your worth as a man?
I think, like you say, like and I'm a
guy. Grit and stuff is good. Do you think the outside world cares to validate that at all?
It's not about that. Like whether the outside world cares or not doesn't like. The outside world gonna care if you care is what it ultimately becomes down to, because usually like the traits that we see exuded from people like the confident people, they didn't just necessarily become confident. Some people have to build that confidence. They have to do the work to exude that confidence. And it's seen because they actually believe it. It's not because they sitting there trying to impress you. It's because they've done the work in themselves because they want it to be like that. Like think about some of the men we look up to the most, or that you look up to the most. Like they're not necessarily trying to do it to impress you. Like it's something in them that pushes them to do that.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that's the grit. That's the grit that you daily show.
Yeah, that's something too. I had to think about too.
But I think like when you talk about like values and like what was the question again? Where do you?
Yeah,
like,
because I guess we got to put it back into like the bowl of what's like the original thing
what's the
in which
question?
we was talking about. Well, it came from you, where you was talking about entitlement if you haven't done the works, right. or if you haven't like did the things that make it worthy for them to lead. And I think that's where Tone's question about how do you measure your worth as a man. And I think that it ends up being like it's an interesting thing because I do agree with all points made where like the character of a man has extreme value. For sure. And there's a lot of value to that. But there's also a space that there's only but so much a woman care about just your character as a man. There's only so much that the world only cares about your character as a man.
That's what I was
and that's why I asked how much did the world
I will just real quick, just based off of what you was just saying though, I will say this. If you're a righteous man, there are certain things that you are not going to permit happening to your family. Like you like I think if you're searching for righteousness and you're really trying to be the best man that you're trying to be, it's not no way that your works are going to end up being like failure all the time. Like it might happen sometimes.
I think that there is times where that does happen.
It's gotta be.
Because I think there's really good people that
I
don't get what they don't get what they're worth.
They're living in the projects and spent their whole life.
I've definitely felt like that at times, and I think that victim mentality also led to me staying in certain types of situations. Like
FBA Tone.
Like
hey, can I?
The opposite of
hey, Tone, let me hop in because like I think like when we're talking about because what I said earlier when we talk about value, to me my profession value is based on like the value. You can think something's worth something all day long. Mm-hmm. The value of it is what you can sell it for. Right. So I could think this car is worth $35,000. If I can only sell it for $25,000. That's what it's worth.
Right. But what about getting lowballed though?
My thoughts. It's about what you could sell it for. Somebody can sell it, but
it's only a lowball if you can't sell it for what you ask.
Yeah.
If it's only a lowball, if it's not a lowball, if that's what you gonna sell it for.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like the opposite end. Like,
but
if I'm a person that's getting offered something.
Hey, but let's not get lost. Let's not get lost. Let's not get lost. It's all about supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand. We talking about values, and we talking about.
I got a rebuttal with you.
Hold on, wait. Let me wait, because I'm gonna bring it back around. I'm coming back to you, Tone. I'm bringing it back over there. But it's all about like, to me, value. But we're talking about like as a man, as a leader, as like, it's about what my value is what we value as a community, and I think what we value as community is family. We value the next generation, and I think as a man, as somebody out here. Your value is going to speak in the love that you pour into the people around you. I think that's going to be a reflection of like your value. If somebody come around you for long enough for your kids, where you're at and where your kids at, that different level of how much further you're able to put them.
I think that's a lot sometimes.
Where your value is going to be, but that's what it is.
Because you can pour all you want into your family, your kids, and as soon as you lose your job and aren't able to pay them bills for long enough time. But history has shown that woman's gonna be a part of that.
But I'm saying, but are your kids? But I'm
saying, that's what history has shown.
I'm saying, but are your kids gonna be? Are your kids gonna be good people or bad? You gonna raise a serial killer? You gonna raise somebody that's gonna?
Well, you might not be raising your kid. Period. If she get up out of there, and then she put you on that child support, and then you can't pay that child support.
Well, that's an indicate. That's an indictment on her value, not your value. Like that's not like.
See, I think that there's two different values. I think we're talking about.
You're talking about character. Y'all keep going back to character.
Yeah, it's two.
I'm talking about fruit too, and I'm talking about your character should lead to a certain amount of fruit, and that's not necessarily like quantitative in capitalistic standards, but we talking about like integrity. You talking about the people. Your kids should be good people. Your kids, like if your brothers, your friends, your family, they should be good people, especially if they hang out with you. You shouldn't spend time with people and then they walk away from you and go do flaw shit. That's
okay. So just make sure I bring it back to what you originally said. So as long as like you're a person of integrity and character, then that woman should listen to you, even if like you out of like you ain't really like bringing anything else.
I ain't say that because
all right. So then that's what I'm saying. Like we agreed on character. My only question that pushes the conversation a little bit further is asking, well, all right, so we all agree that character is important as a man. What is the impact of like all the other things, whether we want to say capitalism, worldly thing, like whatever you want? Because like I think that we'll be being oblivious in bad faith if we act like those things also don't impact.
But like you say, what happens when you lose that job? What happens when you get it back? Like jobs and stuff can come and go, money and stuff of like worldly things, but that's like a very like
if you lose it for long enough time, she be up out of it. History has shown that over and over and over and over and over.
I mean, I told like I can't argue.
So like I don't care about the what if. It's like if you lose it and you get it right back, and you lose it and get it right, like
it's like the reparations. They gave it to us and then took it back.
Oh, you going Alex? but I mean, I get what you're not engaging in the question at all.
But no, see, that's the thing. Like I said, there is a level of sustainability that is also a part of this.
Yeah, like you're not.
It's not like you can't. I mean, at the end of the day,
you might get your job back. You didn't engage in it at all.
Especially when we're speaking specifically because of what the tropes are for a man that we've been raised on. That I'm not talking about like the new stuff that they talk about, the things that we've heard our entire life. Like
protect and provide.
That's already that's a must. Like you know what I mean?
I'm not arguing against that. You could be broke and out here and people listen to you.
Okay, go ahead.
And stuff.
Sound like you was just
you never engaged in that part at all. I brought it back to it like 3 times.
But there is a certain value that you have to have, of course, but it's not all about the money. But it has to be a certain level. Like you say, there's a floor. There has to be a certain floor to like you're being able to protect and provide. And as long as you're at that floor, everything else is like icing on the cake. But it has to be, of course.
But it's probably just the floor of integrity and shit for a lot of people as well. And how much you're able to protect and provide starts to supersede a lot of that shit. And that's where I keep asking the question. So what is the actual balance of that inside like realistic terms? Like we all understand that character matters. Cool. So, that ain't the biggest, like, that's a big thing for women. That ain't like the biggest thing for a majority of women.
It's the same thing. It's like the same thing. So it's like when we were talking about the value, of course, certain people are going to value the money thing more. And then there are increments, there's levels to that bread thing where, you know what I mean? So that's literally, it is the character, but then there's also the being able to provide portion of it for men that does, you know what I mean? That is, that both of these are encompassed in our value for sure.
Right. And if we go back to the original question, which you proposed was, so like how much, like what is the balance of what you actually have to provide as well? To not seem like you're coming off entitled, not seem like you're coming off. What are some of the other words? Like we put it under the guise of narcissism,
right?
But like that's where we were at.
The actual work, yeah.
But being just a great guy of character, like you brought it into the lens of religion, and you said a guy that like follows like the religious book and is man, woman. What is it? God, man, woman. Child or whatever. But then you was also speaking about how that can become entitlement if you're not able to provide specific things.
Right. Yeah.
Now engage in your own question.
I'm trying to find the balance, but my thing was like, and when I was speaking of that, when I was talking about the works, I wasn't necessarily talking about a dollar amount because that can change. The dollar amount can change if you live in Charlotte versus if you live in Orangeburg, South Carolina, or you live in New York City. The dollar amount could change.
So what are the boxes then?
I was talking about as far as like being able to like provide shelter, food. Okay. Like you have to be able to kind of do that at a bare minimum. Okay. You got to be able to house, feed, and protect. When it comes to protect, hold the house down, make sure nobody's able to come in and out. You don't have a lot.
So for you feel like you would be then entitled or have some level of self-importance if you can't do those things?
You said I probably wouldn't have a level of self-importance if I wasn't able to do those things. If I think
can't getting lost in the thing.
What I'm saying, like you saying, would I have the
your
same?
Your example
level?
was that like a person of good character. You took it inside the religious realm, right? So all of those things already exist.
So I'm saying if I can't protect and provide for my family, also lose a level of that self-importance also.
No, you can still have like the feeling that you're at that part inside the hierarchy.
I can't. Somebody else might be able to, but that's what I was saying. Like,
all right, Johnny, I thought we was talking about.
I kind of get what Johnny's saying though there too. Like, I think if you are a good character, man, you're not going to sit in a house with your woman confident and not be doing anything.
Right. Like that's what we were talking about. Like, but I don't know the exact.
Like, I wouldn't say
75,000,
right?
85,000.
No, I guess what I'm saying is that. So I never thought that we was having the conversation in the sense of what you personally do, in comparison of like a general conversation about if a person like I don't know, unless you are like really religious and like that's like a lane in which you're walking down and like how you balance that whole thing. I thought we was talking like generally, and like you were saying you was making the point that you would be entitled if you don't provide these certain things. Like if you still have a certain level of self-importance, if you didn't
when I was saying that, I was more talking about self-worth, not necessarily like a physical thing, but I also think a physical bare minimum floor matters, especially when you're talking about a woman and depending on what woman you're talking about.
Right. And so then that's where I circle back and say, so if you feel like if you can't provide and protect at whatever level you said, then that's where it would become entitlement.
Right.
Right.
I don't know where we.
That's the same thing you said. Well, I personally wouldn't feel self-important. You went a different way with it.
I think that rounded out pretty good though, as far as a discussion, a to be fair discussion. We went over the good tracks of that.
Did the audio ever come back?
I haven't tested yet. Let's see.
I'll use a restaurant example. You go to McDonald's and
we bite.
All right.
Bite.
All right, so we can go back to Keith's meme, I guess, and start there if y'all want to.
Keith meme broke it. I know it didn't.
Black people all around the world, when it comes to intersectionality, I believe that they need to put race before anything else. You predate Jesus. You predate Muhammad. You predate, as an African woman, every biblical figure that walked this earth, right? So what's more of a divine command? You being black or you being Christian?
You should have seen that.
Yeah.
That's for an unpack right there.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Do y'all want to dive into that?
Jeez.
Give like very like surfaceable.
I feel like I gotta call Trey.
It's about to get deep
before I give my opinion on
that. I guess what I will say is that
you said you gotta hear Trey.
I gotta call Trey for give my opinion.
Oh shit! Make sure that nigga ain't calling you a suspected white supremacist. But no, all right. So what that would exemplify is the Pan-African perspective of black people across the diaspora. That's what that was, for sure. Agree with it, disagree with it. It's up to, I don't know whether y'all agree or disagree. Johnny said he gotta talk to Master Trey. What you feel?
I gotta
just
to
make sure where she said that we should be prioritizing our blackness as it relates to who we choose to be with
over our religion.
Over religion.
Play it one more time. It was
short. Yeah, play it one more time. Yeah. I was gonna ask that originally too, but run it one more time.
Hold on.
Says prioritize your blackness over the religion.
Because we were here longer than Jesus, longer than Muhammad.
Yeah.
All of it.
I personally believe that black people all around the world, when it comes to intersectionality,
intersectionality,
race before anything else. You predate Jesus. You predate Muhammad. You predate, as an African woman, every biblical figure that walked this earth, right? So what's more of a divine command? You being black or you being Christian?
I probably agree with him now. He said intersectionality. That's like the oppression Olympics. And he said, put that first.
What is intersectionality?
Is that not
intersectionality? Is like this would be an example. A trans black what's another thing that woman? There we go. Trans black woman. Like there's three intersections of like minority that
so basically
quote unquote
what he
happens.
comes down to is you should put your race over your belief system.
Well, he said intersectionality. At the end, he said that your race before your belief system as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the intersectionality doesn't deal with that part.
So, like, let me try to maybe, get some clarity on this. Because I don't know where that guy's from. So when we're talking FBA versus...
You trying to tether this nigga. Come on, man. Just talk to what he's talking about. Engage with his points.
That was definitely one of those little tether.
Yeah, he's about to get into the tether talk.
What's
tether babble? My bad.
I was gonna say, how is that not versus like what we've been like the thing? Because that sounds like he's trying to distract. Like,
well, I don't know, Johnny. Like, so are we in the space of throwing derogatory terms? Because I know that we went 2 unpacks, and they've been saying tether babble for you too. They think that you are a tether.
I'm not. So I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I came from no island, and I'm American and a motherfucker.
So it'd be good to dismiss whatever the person's saying, right or wrong, off a basis of like their like genealogy, their ethnogenesis.
I don't know his genealogy. I wouldn't even think. I'm just saying.
Just engage in what he said, bro.
I mean, I do think black is very important, but like over the past few weeks, I definitely have gotten a new perspective on the unique American experience also, though. But based on my understanding, and I ain't gonna say I'm FBA, but I've been starting to lean a little bit.
So would you prioritize your blackness over someone's spiritual or let's say religious belief system? So like, would you date a woman that was Christian that was like trying to have that as the bitch line or the foundation in which y'all relationship would run? Would you be willing to, you know what I mean? Or would it be, would you, just what I'm saying. So like, as far as her blackness, would you be willing to date a woman that's like strictly into, you know what I mean? The Christian, let's say she's she's a Christian.
And that's you have to be black and you can't be.
So you prioritize black first.
Yeah. Also, yeah. I mean, I agree with him. I was just asking the question. I wasn't.
You was trying to go derogatory.
I wouldn't. Nah.
And when I was on a recent FBA like page, and I heard them niggas say that Africans are the worst threat to African Americans that exists. Yeah. Above anything, I say these niggas will say anything that hate on
going tough. They be going way too hard.
Xenophobia is a real thing. But you know, we'll get into it. Shout out to Mike TV. We love you, bro.
I want to go deep.
It's not like a brother to brother way.
I want to definitely hear your opinion on this.
I'm not going to go as deep as I would like to go, but like some of the same points some of these Pan-African people be making, why they be trying to go against the Bible, if they actually read the Bible, it agree with what they say. So that'd be crazy. It'd be like, you obviously haven't read it because the Bible actually is saying what you're saying. Like the Bible doesn't claim that Christianity was the first belief. Like the Bible talks about all the other religions that was here beforehand. It speaks of these. That's one of the things. It speaks of these people who was here before and what they were doing and everything. So it's like a lot of the talking points some of these people be making. Yeah, really though. But a lot of the points these people be making, it'd be like, if you actually go just do some research and actually like read the Bible that you claiming was made by the white man who ain't made jack, has only done the same thing that they always do, take our stuff and say they made it. Rock and roll country. We see it in recent times. So I'm like, for people to not understand, it'd be like, just go read and see what it actually say. Because it actually say part, like even the intermingling thing, that was a thing at a certain point within the Old Testament. And even in the New Testament, that the Hebrews wasn't supposed to be intermingling with other people. So it's kind of one of them things. Like they did have a regard for it. So as far as like, I wouldn't say it was over God. They never put black over God, which I think is the important thing today. That's where a lot of people are going to get caught up because they think their race mean more than actually listening to whatever God's telling them to do.
So you don't agree with everything he said in there?
I don't agree with everything he said, but I don't disagree either. So I have to go back and see like the rest of what was said because we only got like an 11 to 14 second clip. So I don't know the context of what he was saying.
Gotcha. Let's go to who was it, Quest? And I think Mama Sharon got one in there too. You can just go with like the first one. She be
this was already crazy.
Oh yeah,
just a little piece I heard. That's crazy.
I protect myself. Even when I'm using my strap on, I still put condoms on the joint because I know I got bitches that I do hit raw, and you can actually curry search back. I've been in them situations too.
What you mean? You been in that situation?
I had a joint tell me I gave her a trick.
Like, she told you gave her something.
Blocked her in the main joint that I was hitting. Said that I did. Gave her the same thing on my mother. Got the joint tested.
Bitch, you passing out STD? You are a man. You are a nigga. You are a nigga. Hold up, you passed the STD on with the strap?
I didn't have anything. The strap had it, and I got rid of it once I realized it was on it. It was on it, not me.
Did you clean it?
Yeah. But you can't clean that. That's a bacteria.
Do you know who gave it to you? Who gave your strap to her?
I have no idea.
Who got your strap burning?
My brother said it was Shorty the first one that accused me. That was her way of telling me she had it. Like, you know.
Oh, jeez, bro. That was a lot there.
Everybody had the same face on kind of about this too. Jeez. Like, go ahead and say exactly what you're thinking.
So the fun thing, what threw me off, she just started out by saying I'll be hitting raw. I was like, what? Then she went in more and said she threw the condom on she be throwing the condom on the dildo. I never would have thought that you was passing STDs off the dildo. And she said it was a bacteria. My thing is wouldn't you be able to?
It was trick, and it's because she's not. You can pass trick through a towel. So if you're not cleaning,
I'm about to say like real STDs, you can't just like wipe it down. No.
Yeah, but I'm saying
she could. She's
but
not cleaning.
I thought
like you take it like if you got an STD on your penis, if you just clean your penis, it's
no, I get it because my.
But you can't clean that off.
My thing, I thought that was just because of like fluids.
That's what I was thinking.
Ain't got no fluids, so where's the STD coming from?
Wait, she didn't clean it. It's coming from her not cleaning.
Well, but like you can.
That's my thing. I was like, why you shouldn't be able to
on.
Clean it? Say it again.
So you can pass STDs with a condom.
Yeah, but that would be because you have like some kind of like lesion type shit, right? It's because you're going up against something infection.
Like I don't think that's like a virus.
I feel like you can probably still pass like what's the
she said it was
the transmittable
trichomonas.
I don't know about
trick, but I'm trick through a towel.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's just on your skin. Like it's mad ones that could just be on your skin. I imagine. Oh, listen,
throw that I imagine on the top of
mono,
that was just funny though.
We didn't last week we had the same conversation. But
mono is another one that you can pass. Like,
but yeah, like I don't have a research base of like exactly how I'm trying to think, gonorrhea and all those things are passed, but I'm pretty sure that
it is on the skin.
Like it's skin as well. It's not just like if you let off in her.
Yeah, no. I think that it's also like because you know that's
education.
Don't the virus have to live in a that
was a bacteria.
And I think like the shit could be on your balls and shit too.
No, I think it's fluid transmission.
I think viruses can't. Viruses are linked through, but she said that's a bacteria.
Yeah,
like, I think bacteria. You're not just washing bacteria.
Essentially, she got E. coli on her dog.
Skin, though. This is
essentially she has E. coli.
That's like putting bleach in your tub.
I mean, it didn't work, bro. I don't know. It didn't work.
I know that she just threw me off. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Essentially, she got E. coli on her strap on, and then on top of that, ain't no telling if she's telling us the whole truth.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm saying.
She's probably
she wasn't cleaning that joint.
She wasn't cleaning the joint.
She wasn't cleaning that joint, bro. It's different for it to be on your skin where your skin's porous, and you know what I mean, versus a fucking plastic thing.
It works. I mean, not it worked. Like it happened. But I don't know.
Then you know the last part. Yeah, questions. Yeah, shout out to that is crazy. Then, you know the fucked up part is that at the end you heard the shit said you are a man. So of all of this negative shit, the passing of STDs, so she's a man based off of that. That lady said that shit at the end.
I heard that.
Said you are a man.
Yeah, he's like you are a man, like a real man.
You really going around giving STDs out there? That's not a manly thing. We
don't
take
crazy.
That.
She just disrespected us like that.
I think she was a man when she bought them.
Hey, while we on the subject, y'all heard Brittany Renner got her girlfriend pregnant.
Bro, you stop, bro. We ain't trying to get.
I didn't see something about a real thing. You said Brittany Renner got her girlfriend pregnant.
Brittany Renner or Griner,
whatever her name.
It's a basketball player, right?
Two different,
totally different Britneys.
Which one?
It's the basketball player
that got locked up in overseas.
Oh, that's Griner.
Yeah,
because you said Renner twice.
Don't do my girl B.O.B. like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's a. I didn't even.
Brittany Griner dropped the top though.
I don't be knowing what the fuck. I wish I got it.
Oh yeah, Brittany Griner got a wife pregnant. That's what they talk about.
Baby doing July according to the poster.
Well, you just went to a sperm bank.
They just said that they're expecting their first child.
The way they worded it on the thing was they said she got her girlfriend pregnant.
The girlfriend got pregnant.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, we know this, but I'm saying
it sounded like she didn't say that. If she said that, then I'll clown her. But if just doing whatever they're doing. Let's hit one from Mama Sharon. She got a Judge Mathis one that I guess we can click real quick. Or if you want to go to the one above it, it's up to you.
Which one y'all want?
Give me LeVar Walker.
Mathis. Who?
LeVar Walker. He look like Judge Mathis.
I don't know who that is.
I want to appeal to our comedians to stop going after each other in public like this. You're embarrassing yourselves. You're embarrassing our community. I know many times you have to defend yourself about what's being said, but why can't we do it directly? And I just want you to know, I believe that we're being laughed at all the major studios and by their executives, seeing us in public, Black folks going at each other. You don't see this among other communities. And that's why I say you're hurting yourselves and you're hurting our community and you're hurting the young people who are looking and want to learn and need to learn how to resolve disputes in a better way. I'm no saint. I'm guilty of having temper issues from time to time on my show. That's entertainment. You guys say what you want as part of your entertainment, but don't go out your way and personally attack each other, particularly your families. I appeal to you for that. Let's not turn on each other. Let's turn toward each other.
Hey, that just made me. Y'all remember that video I showed? Did I show the video?
I like the verses.
Did I show? I know you saw the video where he was talking about that woman that must have been a crackhead. She had stolen. He took the lady car.
I know crack.
He be jumping up the edge too.
That shit was hilarious. Oh yeah, I mean, I get we make a mockery of ourselves. I know that it is entertaining.
What Trey say on code, we need to stay on code.
Yeah, that's definitely what Trey was talking about. You remember old buddy went off Mike came off of the joint, told him he wasn't invited to Alex wasn't invited to the cookout.
Oh, and then you said, "Fuck the cookout." That's
I think it was pissed.
That's what Susie was talking about right there. That's when she probably was like, "You was turned up."
Oh no, probably so.
Yeah,
probably so.
Fuck the cookout.
No, that nigga was pissing me off.
Hey,
man.
fuck the cookout shirts would be fine.
Hey, that actually will be.
And you like the cookout emblem, and then like the like.
Hey, I see another one. I see though that was kind of bad. Blanche made one that said, "I'm not black, I'm free."
Okay,
like, dang, that's kind of.
I don't know what that means. I had to.
Hey, I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Okay,
that's what that kind of sounds like.
That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. All right. If we want to get into the things really quickly,
the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I'll hop into my meme section.
The basketball player that be hitting the gritty.
Let me go back.
Bike.
What's this nigga doing, bro?
Tom could do anything he put his mind to.
Everything.
I was about to say something, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep that one.
Hey, you should have let that one off.
You know,
if there was any of them to let off, you should have let that one off.
Let's see. Let's go with one of my favorite trap rappers at the moment. Click on
Chris Breezy.
No, the second one right over the lady that we just looked at.
I'm talking about right here.
No, the one above. One above her.
The dildo doing.
Shout out to Trap Dick.
Rex, pull it out, we got it on the scrap. We keep a map like Corona. Packs, touchdown, Green Bay, 10 bands, one play. I'm having green like a farmer. These niggas lie by the shit they do, but tell the truth to your honor. These niggas tripping, tender, losing they bitch like Kiki Palmer. Roll up exotic, don't roll up no bug. Fuck 12, we got the switch in the club. Don't talk to me like you best friends with the plug. Don't talk to me like you be slanging them drugs. I'm straight from the bottle, still hanging with thugs, criminals. Please don't throw no subliminals. Hanging with niggas I know who get rid of you. Strike them fast, lightning, Pikachu.
Lightning, fast, Pikachu. Hey, listen, I like Trap Dicky.
Can we get one more Trap Dicky?
Oh, you got a new one too?
He got another one.
Is it already saved to your jump?
Yep.
Oh, go to Johnny real quick.
Yeah,
I like Trap. I'm a fan of Trap Dicky.
I think he's like the witty version of the trap. That wasn't as bad as some of the shit.
Let me put it.
It's got more of the literature.
Refresh it.
Usually it's just a bunch of just saying a bunch of shit. That's That's actually
he's doing something.
Yeah, he doing something. He cooking with a little oil. I ain't mad at that.
He cooking with grease on this one.
They dreams and I ain't even trying. Who rich do what I wanna do, drug rich. I'm selling lean by the line. I'm from the block where we put all the rocks in our socks, and that's bottom line. Yeah, the rockin', that's bottom line. Jimmy Fox, I'm looking for mine. Jimmy Fox, I'm looking for fancy. She gon' follow me like Jada Ramsey. She got jeans on with no panties, but it's real love, no romantic. See this, that side of me. Still got bags for the low, but smoke exotic weed. Glock 23 for the road with 4K right beside of me. Try to make you mine. Came from the bottom, now I'm on top, so they gon' hate this grind. 23 and 1 locked in a cell, but they can't take this time. Overcame hell by using scales, I'm serving weight in dimes. These niggas.
I like the nigga, and I think Jiggy. And here's the thing that I think that he's figured out is his exact like style and lane, because he's taking like the old like it's like late 90s 2000s
like kind of like
and flipping it
almost.
And he's flipping it like flipping the samples. I'm talking about flipping the samples, and then he's putting it over trap drum, and then he's just talking the shit over because he had the Missy Elliott shit. I can't remember what the other one was, and that was another one right there. Where like it's a formula, and I rock with it. I fuck with Trap Dickie.
His flow, it fits his style very much because it literally lets him talk his shit. It's almost like how Drake found Drake sounds like the same shit every time. Yeah, and it's like perfect for him to get off what he's trying to get off. Yeah, but that's definitely like his flow pattern in it. Yeah, that shit it's pretty cold.
Let's go
like
to
his first single though.
Let's go to Maul. Yeah,
I'm not going to see. The thing is, y'all niggas act like I gotta like everything. I don't have to like.
That nigga
all
walked off the
shit.
first time he heard it.
Yeah, if the shit sound trash, it sound trash. I'm not finna. Even if Cole drops some trash shit, bro, that shit don't hit my tape. That bro, I'm not playing.
We saying getting jiggy, bro. I don't like when niggas do this.
Hey, just because y'all like, you know what I mean? I'm not the bandwagon nigga. I'm gonna stand on my own too.
You can't
every
be
time.
a bandwagon when you like you
your first
you like
time.
it before it's even hot.
What?
You can't be a bandwagon nigga if you like it before it's hot.
Yeah, but I'm saying I ain't heard it. So y'all, if y'all like, I'm not gonna just start liking it because y'all.
Oh, you saying bandwagon with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could listen to it.
That shit trash is trash, bro.
I say play it again. I played it again for you like 3 weeks later, and you liked it. I think
by the third week
we was enjoying ourselves too much for you, and you was like, nah, that shit gotta be right.
How much oil did I have?
I don't know.
See, that might have been a part.
By that third week, you was bopping too though. By that third week,
yeah. When he went on that radio and he had his suit on, you was like, all right, I can fuck with him. He did throw some hard bottoms on. Trust me, we literally had the conversation a few weeks ago. But go
got that one off, real.
I got what off. That's what happened.
Nigga said hard bottoms.
Oh yeah,
that don't bother me, y'all niggas.
But that wasn't like a crazy one. But
I don't even know why.
I feel like hard bottoms back up.
But he had
I'm wearing
hard
bottoms next week, bro. I took a couple of weeks off. I'm wearing my hard bottom next week with some jeans.
I feel like Rail will respect niggas that will throw in the hard bottom for from time to time.
You can be trash and throw in hard bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he don't respect you if you just throwing the hard bottom.
Yeah, don't matter. That's
go to Maul. This might be quick. That's Maul.
They might listen to Maul in a minute.
Do you think Lupe is a better rapper? Rapper? Yeah. No.
I gotta do it again. What happened?
Jimmy Fox, I'm looking for mine.
Rapper? Yeah. No.
See this.
Do you think Royce is a better rapper than Drake? No.
Who do you think is a better rapper than Drake?
Jay-Z.
Oh. What about Kendrick?
No.
Nope.
Damn.
DMX.
Nope. Is Black Thought a better rapper than Aubrey Graham? Nope.
God, man. I don't think none of you niggas listen to Black Thought more than Drake.
Man,
yeah, that's a different conversation. That's what I was trying to bring up with.
That means you niggas don't want to hear that shit.
All right, man.
If he's a better rapper, you want to hear him, right?
No.
Black Thought is rapping on the corner of 125th and Lexington right now. And they say Drake is rapping on 161st Street in front of Yankee Stadium right now. Where you going?
125th and Lex is closer.
See? You want to be funny.
Do you think?
Shut up, Rory. He kind of got a point.
No, he don't.
I think that's literally where like a lot of us divide a lot of the lines.
It's not a fucking point.
Who do you enjoy and who can rap better?
It's two different things, bro. See, that's why I don't listen to this shit y'all be talking about.
Meanwhile,
that right there. You hear that right there?
Meanwhile, the niggas you like listening to ain't dropping shit.
So their second album was Gas. Is that what they be saying?
Well, no, I'm saying Kendrick, man. Remember Kendrick go Ghost. You can like his shit all you want.
What J. Cole say about that second album?
Dropping nothing. But yeah,
niggas, it was alright.
Get the AI, Kendrick.
At the end of the
Kendrick
day, and this is the same reason. This is the same reason why I disagree with Quintel with the whole take and said he was in his feelings. Just because
Who
the
was
nigga
in his
didn't.
feelings?
I said you was in your feelings about the Cole shit.
About what part?
About the Cole shit, about the apology and all of that. I was like, yeah, you in his feelings by saying he ain't a part of the big three no more because he apologized. You remember that conversation?
Yeah, we had it last week.
Okay, see that's the same shit. Like just
niggas
because the
him
nigga,
in the big three
just
no
because the nigga, I don't, bro. That's niggas.
Hold on,
that's
what's the
in
point?
their feelings.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
The
thing is that it's the same point that he making. Just because you would rather go and listen to the Drake joint, don't mean that Black Thought ain't a better rapper than Drake.
You think he a better rapper?
He's a fucking better rapper, bro.
No, I kind of got it. Was funny the way he said it though. Like, did you listen to him more? Would you?
It's a big two now. I'm telling you,
motherfucking Black Thought was never
fucking
in no
Kanye
top
in the
three.
big three.
Drake's in the big
He said
three.
J. Cole.
Like overall,
bro,
like Drake is better
man,
rapper than Black Thought, bro. He a better rapper.
I don't want to talk about.
When the last time you played Black Thought?
I don't fucking.
When the last time you played?
That's the same thing.
When's the last time you played J. Cole in front of some bitch?
Well, no, they was.
It's the ones with glasses on.
It was the natural joints. The natural
Yeah,
joints.
they got
J.
glasses
Cole.
on.
The ones you actually take home to Mom Dukes.
The natural joints.
Is it the ones you actually take home?
They listen to Drake.
Man.
The ones you actually take home listen to Drake?
They listen to Drake.
Oh, okay.
They be at Drizzy concert. Oh, damn.
I'm saying some people do not know the difference between a rapper and a lyricist. A person can rap and sound good, but a lyricist connects all the dots. And anyone who has ever understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Me too. I get you.
He's actually making Johnny
I
points.
get you.
How is he making Johnny?
Black Thought is a lyricist.
Of course.
Drake would be a better rapper inside that term.
All right,
that's literally what he just
said. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm not.
Is that not what that? Tone, is that not what that means right there?
I get it.
I get it. That was funny though. That was witty.
I get it. I don't think Drake is a better.
But the big two, it's just
still.
Big Me. What
Man, stop, bro. Like, stop, bro.
But I'm standing where I'm. I
Drake,
ain't gotta.
Drake
I
way
don't
better.
have to
Like,
fucking
stop,
agree
bro.
with you, bro.
Stop, bro.
I don't have to
bro,
agree with
you. Don't, but you don't agree with you, bro. You know Drake a better.
There you go. You sound like Trey telling me I'm a victim. Trey was telling me I was a victim too on the job.
All right, hey, Tone. Let me get this last one. Is Avery Bradley top right? I think that this is this is interesting. Yeah, roller coasters and relationships. This is one of them.
I'll never forget, my wife was a registered nurse in the early 1990s. I was cut. I didn't have a job, and she was paying all the bills. She was paying all the bills, and she was taking great care of me. I had my workouts going, but I didn't have an NBA team. The Denver Nuggets had cut me. It was between the Nuggets and the Spurs, and another times it was between the Spurs and when I signed with the Rockets, but my wife was paying all the bills. She was the breadwinner because I was on an unguaranteed contract. And I'll never forget, I went in this cafeteria, and my wife gave me $4. But when I went in the cafeteria, my wife gave me $4. She said, hey, go treat yourself to some lunch. And I went in there, and the bill came to $4.78 because I didn't account for the iced tea. But fortunately, at Cleveland's cafeteria in Houston, Texas, on Buffalo Speedway, or near Buffalo Speedway, the guy gave me that free iced tea. So thanks to the guy that gave me that free iced tea and my wife, in between my job, they gave me those $4. But I sure made up for it for all those shoes I've been buying. I'll never forget, my wife was a registered nurse.
Yeah,
I think that was the
Avery Johnson. You call him Bradley.
Oh my bad. I definitely fucked that up. Then yes, that's Avery Johnson. If you know, world champion with the Spurs.
A couple times. Ain't he win one with the Dallas too?
Didn't he was the coach for Mavs as well.
He had the Mavs,
but I think that was a good like example of like the actual realistic ebb and flow of relationships. Where a lot of times we see a lot of niggas NBA just think that it just is what it is, but like those relationships have dynamic to it too.
He brave for telling that story because the first 75.
What do you mean brave?
Yeah,
that's just real, bro. Speaking.
I mean,
but
like pride ain't gonna let you talk about like not having like a lot.
Bro, that's whack nigga
shit. I think
no. How many niggas for real are just going to go online and say my wife is the breadwinner?
I think,
especially in hindsight, in hindsight, a lot
like,
of
bro,
niggas
you wouldn't like. Come on, bro.
I think in hindsight, if you had gotten to the fact, it's after the fact.
Would you tell that story? Like
after the fact, yeah. If as a matter of fact, before I went to the military, neither one before I was like 19, just fucking off, drinking and driving every day, just smoking and bullshitting, just bullshitting my life away. Before that. She was goddamn buying the cigarettes, and she had a car. I ain't even have no car,
bro. It's easy to tell that story at 19 before you.
It's still
after
the NBA.
After you've been in the NBA,
it's crazy.
After you've been in the NBA 30 plus and having to tell that same story where I borrowed $4.
But what I'm saying, in hindsight,
when I was in the league,
what I'm saying,
after I was in the league,
in hindsight, is that only reason why you tell that story is because
let's put it in real time. Niggas ain't gonna say that. And that would be like more so like the direct rebuttal.
But what I'm saying is that in hindsight, if you've overcome it, why not say it? What difference do it make if you now if she was the breadwinner and when you was in a slump and then you done made all this money and made an astronomical amount of money comparative to what she made? Why wouldn't you? What difference do it make for you to be able to say?
And I guess I disagree with that as well because like it'd be a lot of niggas that still operate off of ego in relationship and like how they push the bravado of the relationship.
Ain't nobody gonna admit
that. I ain't got that much pride, bro.
Well, that's you. But if you're talking about like, because again, none of these conversations are personal to any person in here. Like people, how can I see? Do I understand? Have I seen? Do I know people that have operated off of that bravado? And sometimes I even see them like overstretch themselves off of that bravado for sure. Like to think that a person would not be ashamed to tell the story of their wife being the breadwinner for extended periods of time when the perception was that you were the breadwinner. I think there's a lot of male ego that would not allow that to happen.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that it's crazy. The only thing I'm saying is like, especially in hindsight, I definitely feel that like your real story should be told in the, you know what I mean? Because there's so much for people to learn off of it. There's so much for people to learn. So what is you hot, bro? Is you literally? I know that everybody in here is fucked up. I know that it don't take nothing for me to. I know that it's not me. Like I'm not talking about like y'all specifically. I'm just saying everybody in here. But I mean, I know that if I walk outside right now, everybody on this block is fucked up.
Ain't nobody perfect. Everybody got flaws.
What does the statement "fucked up" mean?
I'm just fucked up in general. So like some of the same shit that some of the same shit that I've done and been doing, they doing the same shit or even worse shit.
Like what's that mean? I don't know what that means. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm saying it's that like
it's like really broad.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that like to say that like, or even like to say like I live in Hidden Valley versus like a person saying they live over here. It's like I don't give a fuck because I know a lot of people. It's probably people sitting in this motherfucker right now living paycheck to paycheck in this neighborhood right now. Like so, like to tell the truth, like I don't mind telling my real story because I already know that everybody. What is you hiding it for? Like people benefit more off of your truth than they do off of you hiding it. Like that's the whole social media thing. Like the fake shit on all of the social media is like, bro, for what, man? Like, if we always just being real, like it would make the world better. Just period. If we always being real, it would make the world better.
Do so by that notion. Then a guy that has a woman that is a breadwinner should have no issue with like saying that as well because that would be an indictment of what's real.
If that's your reality, what you just gonna just be lying to the fucking end of it? Like. What, bro? She's doing it. You really can't hide it. How are you really gonna hide it to anybody that's around you that knows you? You can do it on social media, but that's just. But anybody that knows you knows the shit.
I got a question about this real quick. I was just sitting there thinking about something. I was looking at the comments, and a lot of people were saying like women like this don't exist anymore and stuff like that. And these women exist. Like it's a lot of women that are still.
I think it's more than them. Probably.
Yeah. But they also don't go out saying that like they're the breadwinner. So why do you think the women keep it secret?
Well, because it doesn't matter, and they understand how to like a good woman understands how to massage their man's ego the same way he should understand how to massage her ego.
And that's really what I was getting back to, like with your question, because like it's like the man's ego kind of dictates how that looks. Like we don't want nobody to know that necessary. Even if your woman is doing everything, you don't want nobody to know your woman doing that.
Right.
And I guess like to me pushing that and putting that in there was to humanize like the idea that no matter how high or how low, like a lot of things has its own roller coasters. And it's the ups and downs, and where, like he said, hey, I'd have made up for it with all the shoes I done bought her on the back end. But there was a time that she was holding me down.
And I think that's the same story with Terry Crews when he was on Club Shay Shay, when he was in between the contracts in the NFL before he actually just let it go. Yeah. I think that she was, you know what I mean, taken care of because he didn't have no guarantee.
That, The crazy part about it, I'm willing to bet if we was actually to interview some people who have been in marriages for a long time, there probably was a time where
that's been like the comment when we had the interviews here when we did bring people in. That tended to be one of the commonalities that I picked up on, is that like the relationship had its roller coaster, and there was a time where like the guy was up, the female was up, the guy was down, the female was down, and like through whatever versions of like their tribulations, they found the way to make it work over an extended period of time.
I think that's something that has something to do with marriage, the institution of or not even just the institution, but being married too, because like oftentimes you will see like a lot of the people that are just in a relationship, just like the boyfriend girlfriend thing. It's much easier to be like, okay, well, get out. If you know what I'm saying, you're married and you living at her. Well, I done seen that shit too. Never mind. I shut the fuck up. I done seen married niggas get put out of her shit too. So never mind.
He did.
Wait, that was all my memes.
All right.
Okay,
I got a quick. I was just going back.
What does it say?
Don't spoil it for the internet, bro. The internet want to see it.
Yeah, somehow this thing just disappeared from StreamYard. I got to put it back.
It ain't somehow. You don't know what the fuck you doing.
Okay.
Hey Tone, they got a. Hey, there's a backyard out there. Take that man.
Yeah.
Take that man out there after the show, man.
Going up in the super.
Yeah, y'all can see everything. Y'all see this coming in, bro.
Rewind it a little bit.
I gotta refresh it.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck up out of here.
You ain't been living if you ain't take that little bag.
Hey, the slam till the slight close was funny too.
Factual.
Bro, if every kid ain't did that when we was younger, bro.
Yeah. You seen that video of that dude that his mom was up, he was on the phone in the back seat, and she was like, "That's all he do all day, all he do." And then he stuck his middle finger up to her, but she saw it. Mm-hmm. You know he wore that motherfucker. And it was a black youngin too.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah. She said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass." You know that was the first thing she said.
Oh yeah, these kids now would have slammed the door, would have said a couple of words back.
These kids now got PTSD.
They would have had something to say back. All right, who we on, real?
Yeah. Let me see what I got in here. Matter of fact, the system issues kind of threw off some of my steam that I was gonna have. Hold on, let me see what we got in this beer.
Beer. Why you acting like
All right, let's go. Oh, I got it. Oh, this
ain't
that's
no
a good
plantain pudding.
Oh, play my boy. I've been meaning to play my boy for a minute anyway.
Hilarious.
Give me my the internal Chinese boxer, bro. Y'all ain't seen my boy.
All right, you gotta help me here.
All right, go the dude right there.
I think you. Oh, I ain't seen.
Y'all ain't seen my boy.
I've seen the other one. Well, I've seen this one. Yeah, I feel like you might have played this one.
Well, you gotta hit the volume. What the volume at, my nigga?
Yeah, say the video ain't got no sound.
Okay, go to the other one then. My boy right here, y'all gotta check him out, bro. Y'all remember the kung fu videos from back in the day, the movies with all the they used to have all them noises on the joint. Yeah,
I am going to the store.
You got them steep this week. All right, here we go.
This is hilarious to me, bro. This is a quick one. Y'all didn't laugh. To me, that shit's hilarious.
be funny.
To me, money, he is hilarious to me.
And we got like 1 or 2 comments. Joe Skip and
shout out to Joe for pulling back up on us.
That was
yeah, we read that one. Okay. Joe Skip said, "Too many of our people are razzle-dazzled by our enemies' miseducation and war campaigns for world control. There is much confusion on the battlefield."
Agreed. All right, go to the last one real quick. We're gonna do this last funny one, and then I got to see this one. Yeah.
That crate challenge. Oh, buddy died off that crate challenge.
When I came down.
The crate challenge was a wild time to be alive too. Shout out to COVID.
That was crazy. All right, go to
that was crazy. Niggas was doing that.
Go to
COVID.
DeSantis real quick. Tell me what y'all think about this.
I watched it. I wouldn't participate. This right here.
Yeah, tell me what y'all think about this law that they just did in passed in Florida.
All right. So, the speaker, you want? All right. Who else wants the other?
Oh, and it's more about what it says than what it is.
Why he didn't give credit? That was wild.
Any young kids? Anyone want one?
Yeah, it's more about what it says up there more than like what the video is. All right. So essentially what they did,
media kid thing.
So this is essentially what they did was they made it. Huh?
You want me to read it real quick?
Yeah, you can read it.
Government Ron DeSantis signs a bill that would ban children under the age of 14 in Florida from joining social media platforms. Okay. I can read right here. He signed the law on Monday that bans children younger than 14 from joining social media. Additionally, 14 and 15-year-olds will need parental consent before joining the platform. The law, which is slated to go into effect January 2025, will most certainly be challenged in court. The bill.
Oh, he just doing shit.
Yeah. The bill HB 3 will also delete all existing accounts for those under 14. If social media companies fail to do so, they could be sued on behalf of the minor who created the account and be liable for up to $50,000 per violation. It is one of the strictest laws against social media companies in U.S. history, but DeSantis vetoed an earlier version of the bill that was even more restrictive and would have banned social media for kids under 16.
What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that that's?
I don't think it's ever going to happen in real time.
No, I'm talking about beyond that part. I'm talking about just like what do y'all think about like the concept of banning 14-year-olds, and then if you're 15, having to have parental consent to have social media accounts.
There should be some supervision on it. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's the craziest, worst law the Republicans have ever come up with to put an age limit on social media. Like to me, it sounds like it makes sense. Like, what are you doing with social media at 13 and 12? Like, why do you have social media? Like, why aren't your parents running it if you're 12? Like, I don't know. It just makes sense to me. I don't think it should be controversial at all. But
no, it's kind of, I think he disagrees. You see how he pulled on his hat? He's actually disgusted with you right now. Go ahead and
disgusted with him.
Yeah, go ahead and give your
like
take.
A bad read
I'll put it
like to me, I don't really have like an issue with the actual thing that he said. I just don't think that its implementation is probably going to be possible. And as it even said inside the thing, that it's going to be challenged so much that it's hard for me to see it make sense. And this is only for Florida. And like Florida, so specifically in Florida, you just won't be able to. And then what's that going to look like? Is that just going to be like, you know, when you was 16 and you went on one of them porn websites and it said, "Are you 18?" You 16 and you just click yes. You said, "Yeah, nigga," and you kept doing it, nigga. And you kept doing what you was going to do. So like that'd be my only like rebuttal to it is like, what does the actual implementation look like? Especially because this isn't like a federal law. And then they also just like spoke about how like it's going to get challenged in Supreme Court and shit like that. And especially like the kids that are making the kids and the kids' parents that are making millions of dollars off of social media. They're going to be probably like the loudest of the group. So I just think that it's going to be hard to actually pass it. What it's about, sure.
That's exactly what I was about to get to though. Like, it's too many kids making money off of social media for them to just cancel that out. It's literally
like actually seeing it in
but they're not running their own account.
Some of them not running their own account. You do got some kids that are.
Not these young, but yeah, no. So I thought I'll just give my take. I thought it was a great thing. I think that we have a lot of the children going through all of these emotional roller coasters are a product of having social media before you can actually interpret the world in any way that literally makes sense for your mental stability. I think that's definitely a detriment. I think that even hell, us a lot of older grown motherfuckers that have a hard time doing it. I know that these kids are going to have an even rougher time trying to interpret the way and understand the way in which we're going to communicate, and especially with all of the fallacy and this whole idea of these grand lifestyles being the norm as they show to us on social media. I think that, and I wasn't talking about whether it'll pass or not. I don't. You know what I mean? Probably not, but hopefully, honestly, I would like to see it pass. Just so let us see what the results of it are. I think that it could be a learning experience for a lot of people. I'm not against it at all. You know what I mean? With my daughter and her, I keep telling her that phone ain't hers. I'm still to this day like going back and forth. She called it her phone. That's not your phone. You ain't old enough to have no phone. I'm not with the social media. I don't even want to really think about that right now. But that's definitely down the line. As far as her being able to have an active, any type of social media page, like that's down the line.
No, I feel it. Yeah, because like I said, I think it just makes sense. I don't know why there would be pushback. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Like what? Like I get it if you got if you got a kid that's a child prodigy and you making $1 million, there should be exceptions. And even in that case, I think you should still have parental supervision.
Right.
Because you're a minor. To me, it's crazy.
Especially just with it being like so just up there with all these adults doing the dope thing. Like, yeah, we just have to, it's like we're at a point to where we don't separate kids from the adults anymore. Like there was a time period where when the grown folk was talking, you had to leave the room. At the very least, you left the room, if not went outside.
They used to cook different food for the kids at the cookout.
Yeah. Like we didn't get to eat the damn steak and all that.
We was the glizzy boys. That's how they did us.
You get a glizzy and some sides.
A glizzy and some chips.
Hey, no, you know it's fucked up, bro. I sent it to y'all that picture, bro. Sonic got the quarter-pound glizzy, bro.
Hey,
they got the foot-long quarter-pound.
That's that one Quavo was.
Yeah,
that's that glizzy Quavo.
You know what I also think about with like the last meme. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is in banning that, right? What the realistic offshoot of that ends up being is that kids are just going to find another more creative way to hide whatever they're doing on the internet.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out, motherfucker. We gonna try to figure out what
But are you gonna figure it out?
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's the part that sounds good, but
you talking about as a parent, are you gonna be able to figure out whether
like you're gonna be like
where they go next?
Well, I mean, they doing it now, and from based on what you were saying, they already got the ghosts, whatever pages that the kids got anyway.
But we know about that.
We might as well we ain't gonna be able to help it. No, we already can't stop it now with them being able to do it openly.
Right. So a little bit of it sounds like it's not really even a solution per se.
It's not a feasible thing that's going to actually happen.
Because like all the kids are going to do is what you don't want it to be is like some dark web, really super anonymous thing that you can't track at all.
That we don't know who owns.
Yeah, because it's going to get wet. Like,
well, I mean,
it's going to become a wild west.
You say that, but
I don't know. Marchingband.net, that was like, I don't know if they'll have like their own little, how we that Marchingband.net thing was just like something we only knew about.
But hold on, imagine if Marchingband.net allowed for videos and photos and like all that shit.
It would have been all type of
it'd have been up.
Yeah, that would have been
crazy.
That would have been crazy, but that might have been kind of fire, really. But go.
You were trying to do some devious shit on.
Oh no! Those was my days, boy. Those was my days. All right, let's do this last one. This one might get a little controversial. My boy in the with the K sweater on, and then I'll submit my time.
You gotta tell me where
he's go up right there. You pressed.
Talking him.
No, that was my narcissist dude. But go ahead, him right there.
Oh, with the Kappa.
Oh, he a Kappa. I'll see. Tone don't trust Kappas.
I ain't saying that.
I was gonna say something.
He didn't
Asians and
immigrants. Nothing.
Principle black people don't have. Drum roll.
It's
called a starter.
Ooh. One of these days, I've had some
because Caucasians Asians, and immigrants have a principle black people don't have, drum roll, called a starter house. That house I do not intend on staying. I'm either going to flip it or I'm going to hold it to pass it down. We making decisions like this is it. This is where the family reunion going to be. This is where the repast going to be. This is where the wedding reception is going to be. Not I'm going to be here just for 5 or 7 years and flip it or move out of it or upgrade it or Airbnb it.
Yeah.
And so our whole mind frame around real estate and home ownership has got to shift into a different, because Caucasians, Asians, and immigrants have a principle black people don't have.
This goes back into our conversation. We're at the end of
this is the unpack conversation.
Yeah, the unpack conversation. I think that like a lot of the times, and I think this may be why we like we when I was talking about like the ceiling is either like sometimes it's too low or it's too high for some people. I think that we have an idea that things are supposed to be so grand. Like everything's, if you're gonna get it, you gotta get it, and it's gotta be the grandest thing. And it's like, man, if we can at the end of the day, bro, get something. When I say like when you talk about like real estate, like they ain't making no more land, and you see what if it wasn't the best excuse me, the best thing to do. Well, matter of fact, let's not even say that. Let's just look at gentrification. Usually what we'll see.
Gentrification? That's what happened.
Usually what we'll
on the on Unpack.
Oh, they laughed about it?
Like it was like but then like, yeah, we got into the bag a little bit. Go ahead.
But even if you look at like gentrification, like it make more sense to me that if you're gonna buy, especially your first house, and maybe if you think about it, like your first couple houses, if you can get a few houses, you know what I mean? Why not have these cheaper homes that will do nothing but build equity, and you paying less. Of course, you're having to qualify for less amount of money, which you're more likely to be able to do. Which then your credit score, if you don't have the best credit, you're more likely to qualify for less of a loan that has the collateral, which is the home. You see what I'm saying? It just makes more sense. I think that we have to like stop looking at ownership or building or buying a home as this grand thing, because it doesn't have to. You can. I'm pretty sure that there's a large population of Black people right now that are in position to buy a home. What it is that they just believe that their home's supposed to be at this place, and I'm just saying that it's not.
Well, your first home doesn't have to be a new build.
Yeah, I mean, or any home you buy doesn't have to be a new build. None of them have to be a new build. At the end of the day, like I would say, buy a home, buy something. When you talk about generational wealth and all these things, most of us aren't gonna. A lot of us aren't gonna make the money that we try. This idea, yeah, I'm gonna get millionaire. More than likely not. You know what I mean? More than likely not. Just get yourself something that you can pass down, because at the end of the day, whatever you do have, you'll pass it down, and by the time you do, it'll have equity, and it'll be able to. That literally gives them gives your kids, or you know what I mean, a place to start that is beyond wherever you started at. No matter what you do, whether it's what do you call it, a bando? Was he saying a bando on there?
Yeah.
On the live, so I'm just supposed to buy a bando.
Well, you said 200,000 was the bando.
Shit, we ain't gonna get it. Yeah, so that's why how I felt about that. Man, did anybody have anything to say?
I guess you kind of made a bunch of different points. I agree with what we'll get into like a real estate conversation if I kind of went into one of them. I do think that paying or like buying in gentrified areas does make sense. And I think that's whether you paying for something that's renovated, a new build, or an existing home. I think like the existing home thing does run its own little thing where like you have to care about renovating if like you're trying to Airbnb it and do like a lot of things like that. And so like that's its own thing that you should probably make sure that you think about and pay attention to. Are you going to care to actually understand how to vet contractors, how to like do all the different little pieces to the pie that make sense? But the essence of what you're saying, which is get property, get a home, like whether that's 150, 200, 300, 400, it doesn't really matter, because reality is that if you're paying rent, you're throwing money away. If you're paying a mortgage, you're building equity. Simple as that. Like you can get that money back at some point in time. And that's whether you end up foreclosing on the house, you have to sell it just because of whatever, or if you want to leverage that inside a HELOC, if you want to leverage that inside like a multitude of different things, and like that's a piece of like the whole financial literacy thing, in which like we was on Unpack, and when we heard giggles for the like idea of you should pay attention to gentrification, like we should take advantage of gentrification.
Exactly.
If you laugh at that, you probably have a victim mindset. Because of like gentrification is nothing more than quote unquote urban renewal, and it's going to happen.
Well, it's investment.
It's a train that's going to come.
Nothing you gonna do about it.
Yeah, ain't nothing you gonna do about it. You can take advantage of it, or you can cry about what the white man said and ask for reparations. But yeah.
Hey, Trey, get these niggas, man. Mike, Trey, where my boys at? But nah, like what you said though, I think like with the pay attention to gentrification, I think like you could look at it as a victim mindset, but if you're looking at it as like a capitalist or like an investor, entrepreneur mindset,
it's empowering.
Like prosperity mindset. That's where the money's going. If your neighborhood is being gentrificated, yes, if you can't afford the taxes, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But if you could afford the taxes and you could afford to stay there, guess what also gonna happen? Property value going up. It's more money that's going into your pocket. It's more investment that's going into.
Well, if you can just hold out a little bit, you're gonna get get it on.
And instead of like running, because a lot of people they get scared, the values go up, people run from the communities. You say what? Yeah, just wait. Just try to hold out. Do everything you can to not run. And guess what? The back end of that's gonna be. It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
And oftentimes these people are able to see more money than they would at a period of time than they ever see at one time in their lives.
In their life, yep.
In their lives, you like never will see that much. Like so, I hate when we and then see what he was saying in the beginning. He was saying that was something the immigrants do. He also included Caucasians, so I guess it's not just immigrants. But he was saying the other
Asians,
the other
Caucasians,
the poor whites,
the Shins,
the Caucasians.
But he was saying that that's something that they do, and I think like I say, it's a lot of Hispanics around there, and I mean, at the end of the day, don't look at the home that you buy as the last home you'll ever buy.
Yeah,
because that's just not the way. I understand that some people, they buy houses based on having children and schools and all of that stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, if you spend less money, you probably can afford private school if you wanted to. You know what I mean? If it's the schooling that's the case, then you probably can afford it if you spend less money. You know what I mean? You probably can afford to send your kid to us. Probably maybe an even better school than that school that's, you know what I mean, that public school that's
instead of that $400,000 house, you buy that $200,000 house, spend $100 on tuition to a private school, and you still.
But I ain't really how that work. But
well, I mean, yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. All right, fellas. Do you want to try and dive into a 10-minute topic real quick? Well, or should we just finish off with Johnny memes?
And Johnny memes, probably.
All right.
Okay.
Let's finish off with Johnny.
I ain't got too many. I ain't go too many. I want you to click Chiclet and Millennium. I think this is
they're funny internet.
This is actually a really good like
you talking about these right here?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, I like
that. I was like, damn, Millennium.
They got a podcast,
right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
They like one of my favorite couples. They fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they be on.
I was like, damn, Millennium lives in this happiness, right? That I suppressed and try to stop for so long, and it's so sad, like and scary. Like, what the fuck? Like, even her caring about birds and shit. I was just a fucking blue bird. Who cares? Mm-hmm. But now I be in the park, like I see a red one. 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 And I'm like, I try to stop her from living in her happiness. Because I thought it wasn't cool. Whatever fuck reason why. Because I don't even have a reason.
Because you weren't interested in whatever she was
like, it just wasn't cool enough. It's just like, it just made me realize that I stopped myself from being excited for so many things just because whatever in my mind is like, don't be excited.
Yeah, I'll say that. Happy. I think Millennium always had a grasp on appreciating like small things compared to us. Like we'll glance over something, even if somebody did something small for us. Glance over like it was nothing. It didn't really change anything in my life, so who cares?
You know what it is, though?
But it's like that's the wrong way to look at shit.
You know what it is, though, is that I always, what I said earlier, I attach fact to an opinion Right? So if Melanie goes, that's my ancestor, and the bird, I'm like, fuck that bird. I don't believe that's an ancestor.
Oh, man.
But now I just didn't allow myself to enjoy the fucking bird because of what you attached to it.
Yeah.
Melanie, why you mad?
I ain't like where he ended it, but like choose happiness is something I've always, I think it's to some extent, it's your happiness and how sad is a choice. I think it's how you wake up in the morning, what you choose to look at. And I feel like a lot of times people with social media, we get so attached to just looking and being miserable people and just waking up with a bad attitude, waking up just looking for the bad and stuff without necessarily like trying to be like, oh, how is this good? Or how, what's the good in this? And that's, I think that's something that I try to, a principle I try to live by. And I just wanted to share that with the world.
The crazy thing is, there was so much value in relationship that he was talking about. I didn't know you was gonna go there with, which that's beautiful. That's what you got from it. That's beautiful. But what I was thinking was like, as he was talking, I was like, damn, how many times in relationships is what your partner is interested in not important to you? So you kind of just this shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guilty of that. So like him saying it just pointed out to me something that I need to work on. It's like, damn, like my wife, she's into different things. Like she likes conspiracy theories and a lot of that stuff. So like, I'm not necessarily not into it, but I'm not into it as much as she is. So like when she kind of presents sometime, I may be, a little more disinterested than necessary. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, that was a powerful clip. I actually like that. My bad. You had got that point. I was like, damn, this nigga got that.
Also, yeah, I kind of got very similar. The first thing I was going to say was, like, ain't no nigga supposed to be telling my woman how she enjoy the small things. But
so who is, bro? Why are you even talking right now?
I definitely thought that was wild. But you're such a beautiful soul. And
get the fuck on. That better be your goddamn brother now. But no, the second thing,
biological.
Like, the second thing, even like where they ended it at, I don't know if that was real or false, but it's the idea that like she can enjoy something I disagree with, but it's not important for me to shit on.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, to me, that was like the idea of like the bird and ancestor and shit. Like, I ain't gotta agree with it, but I actually just missed out on the piece of like
sharing a moment
or appreciating something she appreciated, or seeing if there's some value in that I might fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I agree to Rail's notion to where like sometimes you have to like indulge in some shit that you don't be caring about. Like, do I really care about Love Is Blind? No. But if Taj like likes it and like she's watching some recaps of it, will I indulge enough to where like I can meet her at a common place and we can have like some version of like a dialogue? Because I might want her to care about some dumb shit that I don't, that she don't give a shit about.
Right.
So I have to kind of like go back and forth with the tone.
We definitely want that all the time as men. Like,
we
always want our
do.
woman to like stuff
like sports
that
we like this and like that.
But I actually thought what was beautiful about that, and I'm fortunate to have figured this out early, because I would say I've taken advantage of this in my relationships. But what he ended up finding, he was sitting there making his wife kind of miserable at first because he wasn't into it. But what ended up happening is he found happiness through her happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the cool part, because it's like, that's one of the things that I find exciting in relationships. Finding out what somebody else, like what they interested in. Like my girl, for instance, loves plants. Like, it's weirder than I ever have been around, but there are a lot of people that are like that love plants. And so like now I'm sitting there able to identify plants and stuff to some degree because of hanging around her.
You pick up on like a whole different wheelhouse.
Exactly.
Of some shit.
Or even understand, because I have a degree to where I like plants. I just didn't like it as much as she does.
I don't give a shit about plants.
Yeah, that was
I care a little bit about plants. I don't give a shit about it.
The thing about it is though, like having plants in your house help you breathe
about, like,
better.
the holly bush and
they help you breathe better. They help your house smell better depending on like what kind of plants you have. But they actually help out.
There's a lot of beneficial things, but still, fuck them plants.
But yeah, I didn't think anything about it or whatever, and it was just like I started realizing more stuff just like in what she likes. So and even in other relationships, there have been different things that I got into anime to some degree that way, because I had a girl who loved anime. It's a lot of different stuff that I've experienced that I love.
I'm too old to look at cartoons too.
Nah, them James is dope. You crazy?
Hey, we got a comment, Tone. This was.
I think Miss Sharon my Sharon is still back. She said it's passed through bodily fluids, so she's talking about.
She watches. She got
she's watching behind.
She giving us a sex education.
She paused the joke.
Yeah, she had to hit the pause and she catch it back.
She hit no Diddy on that bad boy.
No, that was a good one though, Johnny. I appreciate that.
That went perfect timing too.
Yeah, I got what y'all want to do? Y'all want to do one more, or y'all want to hop in the topic?
No,
Johnny, I think we literally at the time.
That's why I was holding up this sign here.
Do one more. Do one more.
No, fuck it.
Give us a quick one, Johnny.
Okay. Click the one at the top. The top middle, right beside them. Yeah, we'll go. This is very interesting.
That's my boy. I was watching Everybody Hates Chris yesterday.
You got to watch Abbott Elementary.
But that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Could you read that, Tone? Because I didn't realize this about the show until I read
someone emailed at work on my work email to ask me why all the students on Abbott Elementary are black, and I said because it's set in Philly, and they asked where the white students were, and I said Philly is 75% BIPOC, and I forgot what that means exactly.
People of color.
People of color.
Black or person of color.
Oh, okay. And majority black in public schools are 86% people of color. And they said, so why aren't the 14% of white students represented on the show? The way I never noticed there weren't any white kids. This is really how white people be watching TV on the regular.
That's because like I never realized there were no white people on the show.
I didn't pay no attention.
Like it never even crossed like an inkling of like my being.
I guess it's because they try to fill it with Jacob and the other lady.
That's what somebody said on the next like slide is Jacob's the white guy.
And the other teacher, they're the token white guy and white lady.
That's what they said.
But there aren't any white
so
kids.
you don't need
there haven't been any
like white
kids.
people on there because like, and I think it also shows like the beauty of like but like you don't like we're the same. Like you don't have to have these quote unquote like white characters in order to have that same depth in the cast or to show like these certain things. Black people can play those roles just like a quote unquote stereotypical white person would be in them in a scene or a cast like this. A black person can very easily play that role too. We're just as diverse and got so many sides like that as well.
That was actually going on with the sitcoms in the 90s before like what ended up like the reason a lot of our favorite sitcoms got canceled was because the executives started demanding them to put white people into the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch some of the shows, you will see it happen.
Yeah, like Martin and stuff.
They start having to put white people in the shows, and it'd be like it didn't fit. I've seen this on both ends because there's been times where they force black people in the shows, and it'd be like, stop! Like
it was one show,
I think it was like
Friends, or it was one show they were talking about where it was kind of the same thing where we, they put a black
one
person
in recent years.
Work.
I give you a whole one they just did like in recent years, and it got canceled real fast. There was this show called The 4400.
Hey, Tom, before we.
Oh yeah, we about to end.
Yeah, let's
I wasn't about to go deep.
TV. That nigga about to hop dead.
I wasn't about to go deep.
It was getting ramped up.
The 4400.
Yeah, we was about to go. We got some topics we want to get to.
We're not getting to the.
Nigga, what are you talking about?
Listening. This the last thing.
Put the pin in it now.
So what?
No, we ain't gonna. Oh man, we'll come back next week.
so like I was saying real quick. Like I was saying real quick, there was this show, the 4400, that originally came out. It was mostly white people in the cast, but the show was great. They redid it in like 2020, full black cast. You know the whole black thing. They trying to powerful black woman as the main character and all the like. You got to have the LGBT in here, and you got to have this. It got canceled real fast. Like it wasn't nowhere the same. Like I find it disgusting on both ends. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. I was looking forward to Mo, but we will be back. We'll be back next week. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Shout out the product of circumstance.
Yeah. Follow us on all social medias at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Subscribe. Hit the comment button. Let us know what y'all thinking. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.